Hey, Fester, your microphone should be working now. What does your shirt say?
It says "Fat Guys Matter."
Oh God!
Where the hell did you get that?
This was a birthday present from one of our listeners.
Can I point out a grammatical issue on that shirt?
Yeah, I noticed it too.
Yeah, that's egregious.
I noticed it too. It's a pretty awful apostrophe usage.
Yeah. There's not supposed to be an apostrophe, and it should just be G-U-I-S.
Yeah.
You're not talking about the guy's pooch.
No.
All right? You're
Yeah.
All right, it's just guy, G-U-I-S. There's not an apostrophe. There's no possess. It's wrong.
Right.
Well, what if we think about it like
Or
this?
or a plural rather. It's not a plural. I said possessive, not plural. So there shouldn't be an apostrophe.
No, there really shouldn't, because I think I know what they were trying to say. But what if we pretend like the matter refers to this body of Fester's, and so it's possessive. So it's like fat guys. This fat guy's matter, his mass, his body.
That's not a total stretch.
No,
Yeah,
it says.
The shirt is.
You mean like
stretch.
dark
Sure,
matter?
Shirt is, yeah.
Yes,
shirt is
exactly.
stretchy.
You know, our matter.
Not dark matter, but fat matter
Fat
in this
matter,
case.
So I got the shirt, on my birthday, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm never going to wear this unless it's the absolute last shirt in rotation. And today is the last shirt in rotation.
How long ago did you get this?
Oh, my birthday was May 23rd.
And a listener sent that to you?
Yeah, I think I got it like a couple days later.
You never mentioned this. Why wouldn't you bring this in?
Yeah.
Well, listen, because I was going to wear it when it was time to debut it.
And do you know the listener's name that we can give credit for the grammatical mistake?
It's somewhere in my emails. He said we tracked it together. It was a little bonding moment.
I remember when we moved from New York to Virginia Beach. It was 1976, and I was 10 years old. And my aunt, I say aunt, I've never liked aunt. I mean, Roxanne, do you say aunt or aunt?
I say aunt, and then I have one aunt who was auntie.
Okay. Fester, you an aunt person or an aunt person?
I'm an ant person.
Yeah.
New Yorkers, the part of New York where I was from, it was all ants.
Yeah, same here.
Mhm,
And then Froggy,
I call them aunts. She's my aunt.
Is that a Hal Herman affectation?
She's my aunt.
Ayunt, an ayunt.
Bunch of aunts.
My aunt.
Jeez. So we moved from Nanuet, New York, just outside of the city, to Virginia Beach, 1976. I'm 10 years old. And my aunt, Andy, gave my parents some kind of novelty license plate that she had made, and it read Virginia Beach, or it should have read Virginia Beach, but instead it read Virginia Beach. So
That left a big impression. Huh?
It did. I still remember this. Decades later, I still remember Virginia Beach without the IA at the end. It was Virginia Beach. I'm like, all right, thank you very much, Virginia Beach.
You know, it's so funny. I had an aunt who I found something that I shouldn't have found in one of her closets.
Oh.
And
Did it go? Bzzz?
well, no, but it was shaped like something that goes like that.
Oh.
And she tried to pass it off as a dog toy, but they didn't have any dogs.
It's a Kong.
Well, hang on a minute. How old were you when you found this thing?
Probably about your age. I think it was about 10.
And was it one of the realistic looking ones, or was it?
I think
That
it
was old
was like
school.
a Spencer's gift item. You know, I think it was like a joke type thing.
Oh,
but
it wasn't
it was
a joke.
definitely
It wasn't a joke.
Wow! Look at that. That's
Our aunt scarred us, right?
Now, did you roll out of the closet holding the device, saying, "What is this?" to your mother or your aunt?
No,
or?
we were at my aunt's house.
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm saying. So,
yeah,
was
so-
your mom there, or?
Ange and I came out. We're like, "Hey, Aunt Cheryl, what's this?" And you know, my
like,
parents
"Oh,
were there too,
that's
and she's
a
like,
dog.
"Oh, no, that's a dog toy.
That's
Let's
a
put that
dog
away."
toy.
Did
don't have a dog.
Did you mean to use Aunt Cheryl's real name?
No,
You didn't, did you?
no.
So Aunt Cheryl, Aunt
She's
Cheryl
awesome.
you found Aunt Cheryl's Bilbo, huh?
Listen, Aunt Cheryl likes to get down.
Aunt Cheryl was the Playboy bunny. Remember I told you?
Oh yeah. So
Mhm.
was she attractive?
Oh, beautiful.
Really?
Beautiful. Yeah.
And is
Gorgeous.
Aunt Cheryl still with us?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
We
just
go
a
through it all the
present from Hugh.
How old is Aunt Cheryl now?
Early 70s.
Do you go rummaging through her closet now?
I do. She doesn't care. She's She's the one who told me that Roxanne, you really need to fix your boobs.
Hold on. Wait a minute. She is the one that pushed you toward getting a boob job when you were 17 years old?
She didn't have to push me. She really didn't have to push me. I was gunning for it myself.
And what? Is that a pun? Guns?
Yeah.
You're gunning for it?
Yep.
All right. So let me get this straight. You got the boob job when you just turned 18, or you're still 17 when you got the boob job?
No, I was 18.
But you were 18 for like days?
Like a breath. Yes.
And this was like the last months of your senior year in high school.
Correct.
So how many days did you have to take off from school after your boob job before you went back for your final month of school?
1 week.
You were out
1
for
week.
1 week.
Mhm.
Did you do it over spring break?
No, this is a good question. I actually did it at the very end of the year. So I came back for like senior breakfast and all the senior stuff with my new boobs.
Okay.
And it was really exciting.
Were they noticeable?
Yes.
Did people say, wow, look, your chest has grown, Roxanne?
Oh, it was only noticeable because I was so flat to begin with. That's why it was like, oh, wow, look at Roxanne. She looks different.
Were you so flat you were actually concave?
I wasn't concave because I hear that sometimes and I'm like, how can you be like No, I don't think that's a thing. I think that's just an
Well, it's
expression.
kind of like how your sternum kind of dips in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's a
I
rib
mean,
cage.
yeah. I was, just,
All right.
like this countertop here.
And so at what age did Aunt, is it Cheryl or Cheryl?
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Yes.
S-H or
What?
C-H?
I don't think I've ever heard anybody confuse Cheryl with Cheryl. Do you pronounce it Cheryl or
No.
do you pronounce it like you had a stroke? Cheryl.
Well, Cheryl would be short for Shirley.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you one last question before we move
Oh,
on.
this is fun.
One last
Keep 'em
question.
coming.
At what age did Aunt Cheryl start making you feel self-conscious about your flat chest?
She didn't need to. I felt it strong enough.
No, but was she pushing a boob job on you when you were like 13 or 14?
Well, let's put it this way. She has a boob job. And I think she looked at me and was like, yeah, it's not in your genes to have, big ones. So you're going to have to do something about this.
All right.
She's just trying to help me out.
And you did.
I did. Many years ago.
Did you wear, like, the last, like, month of school?
hmm
Were you wearing, like, more provocative,
No.
like, show off your new rack kind of stuff?
No, not at all.
But boy,
Not
the
at all.
first day of summer, it was on.
Yes,
I
correct.
might just point out for a moment that I didn't have any girls in my senior class take a week off at the end of the year to go get a new rack installed.
Yeah, no, it was a,
Yeah.
it was a movement.
Ladies and gentlemen. All right, Froggy, you're not going to have some excuse why Hal Herman is not going to have headlines. Are you writing them right now?
How?
Dude, you haven't written the Hal Herman.
I'm not writing. It's not that.
I'm looking at you. Just turn the paper
I'm
over.
writing. I write notes to myself.
You're writing the Hal Herman headlines right now with green Sharpie.
Dude,
Why don't you just use a crayon?
I write my thoughts in the morning. I journal. I'm journaling.
No, you're not. You're writing Hal Herman headlines right now. Oh, jeez. I'm sure there's going to be a quality episode. All right, Hal Herman headlines.
You're the one who asked for it,
Why would
buddy.
you even say that?
Hal Herman headlines at 7:40 this morning. So Mike Benton, a listener, is pissed that Hal Herman headlines are always around 8 o'clock, and he's got to be in the office.
Get a new job, Benton.
Hey, Mike, how about get on our podcast? If you miss it live, you can just always listen to it later on the podcast or on MJTV on YouTube. All right, Hal Herman headlines, an earlier edition at about 7:40 this morning. All right, this is gonna be a busy show today. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling funky today.
Ew.
All right, 6:09, traffic's on. Let's grab Pat, and we're back. Anyone know
No.
who the lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls is?
Yeah, actually, Gugu is the lead singer,
Yeah.
and the Dolls are his backup.
Very nice. 6:22 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, I got a little question for any UPS employee this morning. So if you work for Big Brown, what can Big Brown do for me? Well, answer me a question. So I'm expecting a number of important packages today at the house, right? And I've been following the tracking. I've been following, the scans at the different locations, and I'm a little confused. And if you're a UPS employee, if you can help me out here, because I'm a little concerned because my package says that my delivery is scheduled today between 11:30 and 2:30. And my UPS guy in my neighborhood, my street, my house, it's usually like a 12:30 to 1 o'clock kind of deal. So that's kind of his zone, same pattern every day, making all those right turns. And my UPS guy is the best, Bobby. Best UPS guy on the planet, right?
You think does he talk about you that way?
That I'm the best, package recipient?
Guys, I got to tell you.
Guy over on...
I got this guy named Todd on my route. Aces, man.
My mailman's a dick.
What does he do?
Dude, he ran into my neighbor's tree the other day.
What?
He ran into my basketball hoop and pushed it over one time.
First
I
of all,
think he's on crack.
I'm talking about the UPS guy.
Same deal, though.
You're talking about the actual U.S. mail guy?
Yeah, the guy's out of control in my neighborhood. He is such a jerk, and if your car's sort of in the way, he'll just pass your house.
I've got the cell number. What? What?
Yeah.
If your car's sort of in the way and he can't just pull right up to the mailbox,
He just doesn't
he'll
deliver?
skip you.
Really?
He'll skip you. What a jerk.
It's called Skippy.
But
What's
he
your mail-
did. He rammed into my neighbor's tree, knocked the hell out of it.
Really?
Yeah. Knocks into my basketball hoop all the time.
Wait,
I think he's
hold on.
drunk every day.
Where is your basketball hoop?
It's right on my curb. It's not
Hold
very
on.
near
Wait a
my
minute.
mailbox.
Hold on. You have the basketball hoop on the street at the curb?
Yeah, old school. Where am I going to put it? In the grass?
Oh, is it one that's buried in the ground, or is it one of the portable ones?
That's a portable one.
And you just have it in the street?
It's up at the gutter area.
You live in a fairly quiet street. Yeah, you have it on your property and you play ball.
Did you not play basketball when you were a kid,
Anyway,
you weirdo?
I'm not very happy with the U.S. Postal Service these days, because of their loss of my 2 tax packages to the IRS on April 15th.
Oh, yeah. What's going on with that?
Nothing. I told you that some dude named Brian, acting on behalf of the fact that we called the postmaster Jackie while she was going to some convention in Orlando. We have her cell number. You know what? I'm going to call her tomorrow morning at about 5:30, Saturday morning.
Yeah.
She's on the job.
Yeah. When you're the postmaster in Tampa, you're on the job 24/7. Now, I need to have a conversation with Jackie because Jackie turned my case over to a lackey. And I just got some, email. We consider your packages irretrievably lost. And then in the email tried to suggest that I might have been at fault and not properly deposited the packages. Like, what do you think? I'm a freaking moron?
Whoa, where does this go?
I'm in the lobby of the Tampa, Maine post office at the airport, and I printed the labels out on the kiosk machine. I put the actual labels on the priority mail envelope. I put the envelope into the wall receptacle and even operated the crank like 9 times to make sure it fell into the back. And they're like trying to suggest, well, we can't guarantee that you properly deposit. And then wait a minute. Then I sent this Brian guy. I sent him pictures of me standing in front. Remember, because I was sticking my tongue out at the IRS that I'm making my payments on April 15th, and I posted that on my Instagram. I'm standing in front of the receptacles where I deposited the packages 2 seconds after I took the selfie. Anyway, so I'm not thrilled, obviously, with the USPS.
We just heard, yeah.
So I'm calling Jackie. I want to talk to Jackie Villanueva. What's her name? Villamarie, thank you.
You ever going to get her name right?
I want to talk. I need a personal conversation with Jackie, the postmaster.
I told you last week after I called her at the seminar she was in Indianapolis.
Oh, that's right. It was Indianapolis.
I said,
yeah, it's how to lose mail in Indianapolis.
All right, welcome to the 2024 How to Lose Mail Conference.
Yeah. And by the way, they owe me $20 because I had 2 priority mails going out at $9.85 a piece. So they owe me $9.85 times 2.
Client A is from Florida, named Todd.
Yeah.
Tried to mail
Would you
his
call me MJ, please? People know me as MJ.
I was saying it jokingly, humorously.
Yeah, thank you.
You okay there, Ted?
Yeah, listen, a little touchy Todd over here. All right, listen. I told you last week to send her a message privately.
I am. I'm going to text her this morning that I really want to have a personal conversation because there's a deep-rooted problem at Tampa, Maine if you can lose 2 priority mail envelopes. All right, listen, my UPS issue. I'm just curious, and UPS has been solid for me. I've got no complaints, but I just have a question. I'm expecting a number of boxes this morning, and when I do the tracking right now on the app, it says estimated delivery today, June 14th, between 11:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. And then I view the details, and this is where I'm confuse-emulated. Here's the deal. It shows that my package left Oklahoma City. It shows that my package arrived in Jackson, Mississippi. It shows that my package departed Jackson, Mississippi. It shows that my package arrived yesterday at 5:26 p.m. in Jacksonville.
Okay.
But there's no departure. I have no Jacksonville departure late last night or early this morning, and it is now 6:28, and I have no arrival in Tampa. So what's going on here? Why don't I have a shipment departure from Jacksonville? It doesn't make sense to me. I've always seen like departed Jacksonville and then arrival Tampa. Is there any chance it missed the scan? It's on the truck and it did arrive but where's my Tampa arrival scan? Is that going to happen? Hey, if anyone is with UPS, do I have any UPS folks listening right now? I just laid out my dilemma and I really need these packages. If I don't have a departure from Jacksonville scan on the way to Tampa this morning, what does that mean? Does that mean
you're screwed?
That you guys are trying to copy the U.S. Postal Service? Right. If anyone's with UPS and you know what's going on, should I be concerned that there was no Jacksonville departure on the way to Tampa? If you know, 800-990-1047. What's going on here? So help me out. 800-990-1047. If you're a Big Brown employee, and what can Big Brown do for me? Call me right now. Let me know what's going on. At 800-990-1047. If anyone has any idea, you work for UPS, did you work for UPS, should I be concerned? And this thing arrived in Jacksonville in plenty of time. My shipment, my multi-package shipment, arrived at 5:26 p.m. yesterday in Jacksonville. Arrived at facility, but no departure. So if anyone knows, anyone working for UPS this morning, 800-990-1047 and let me know. I asked a question on the front of the Goo Goo Dolls song, and my question was, what's hotter, real life or AI? This is really kind of interesting. What do you think? If guys are shown images of women, are they more attracted to a real woman or some kind of sexy thing generated by AI? And can you tell the difference? What do you think? What do you think the answer is? Anybody, raise your hand, push your buzzer, anything.
It goes back to if you can tell the difference. Some of this AI stuff is, pretty realistic.
Yeah, I've seen some AI-generated photos of women, and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty damn attractive. Yeah, even Roxanne saying that's hot, right?
Right. Okay, so...
By the way, you got to be careful with that, because I think that Paris Hilton still owns the service mark on...
Right.
On that's hot.
I forgot about that.
That's hot.
Roxanne?
It's like the Michael Buffer guy. If you do the let's get ready to... he'll sue your ass off.
If you talk in your sleep and say it, he'll sue you.
Yep.
Well, I have a thought about the AI photos. I feel like they do them so symmetrical that is something that is attractive to us as humans is symmetry.
Yeah, the golden ratio or whatever they call that.
Right. So they can do all those nice ratios and the symmetry. So I'm sure the photos look great. But if it was an actual robot person in person, I think you'd be more attracted to the person because the robot doesn't put off pheromones. And that's kind of the basis of attraction.
Well, pictures don't put off pheromones.
Of course they don't. That's my point.
No, but the study was based on pictures.
Well,
you don't have any AI actual masses walking around.
I'm just saying
it's imagery.
I'm saying once we get to the stage where we're turning those photos into robots, we shouldn't be as attracted to them because they don't have that human essence.
By that time, they'll have pheromones.
Oh, you're talking about like the $10,000 realistic sex dolls?
More than that.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Well, here's the deal. It's not going to take long to give you the results. Researchers conducted 2 tests involving images of attractive men and women, all bona fide humans wearing swimsuits or lingerie. In one experiment, they asked participants to rate the level of arousal with each photograph and then guess if the image was AI generated or not. And in another round, the experiment, the same images were used, but this time explicitly labeled as real or fake. And it turns out that the research shows, survey says.
What? Oh, I just heard the fan music.
Are you real Louis Anderson or AI Louis Anderson?
I'm AI. I'm AI Louis.
Stop it.
Sorry.
AI Louis is glitching.
Yeah. Louis Anderson,
You know what AI stands for, don't you?
What?
Ass induction.
All right, we stop, please.
Did I read that wrong?
Invader. I wrote invader.
Oh, ass.
Not induction. I wrote ass invader.
Please stop.
That's what I wrote.
Or you could be inducted.
He's my personal writer.
You read my joke wrong.
Guys. All right, now
Sorry.
I'm running late here. The results show that the men and the women are attracted to the real thing.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, more than the AI generated stuff. So there you go. 6:33. Let's jump into some early morons in the news next. Thanks for listening to the early portions of the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, which is 104.7 FM. And make sure when you get to work that you keep listening to the MJ Morning Show, whether it's on a conventional FM radio at 104.7 FM, or you can go to your computer, your desktop, laptop, and just go to mjmorningshow.com. Upper right-hand corner, there's a red button that says Listen Live. So you can listen to us right over your computer speakers or on the, Alexa-type devices, or you can stream us on your phone. We're on all the major apps. Just stream Q105 Tampa Bay on your phone as well, so you don't have to stop listening to us when you get to work or wherever you're headed. All right, 6:34, early morons in the news next. First, a reminder. 6:43 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons of the news here on a Friday. Also about an hour away from Hal Herman headlines. Froggy, is Hal Herman still on time? An on-time
He's
arrival?
on his way here. He's Ubering.
On-time arrival. Is he with or without license now? Is it?
Without.
So it's still suspended?
Still suspended.
And couldn't get the hardship deal? Is that it?
No. No job, no license, no life.
All right. So Hal Herman headlines, early edition. To appease listener Mike Benton. We will have morons of the news first, and then an hour from now, we'll have Hal Herman, another moron in the news. Coming up, early edition for a listener that wants it earlier rather than later. Listen to this. I asked Andrew, get me the Motel 6 music, and he can't find the original. Apparently, this is a cover. This is a cover version of the Motel 6 music.
Love this.
This is nice.
It's close enough. It's not the original. This is like jazzed up a little bit. But I have a Motel 6 story, and this is just insane. And you can only imagine. See if your mind wanders to the same place where I wandered. This is out of Omaha, Nebraska, and apparently there's a Motel 6 that's just a problem. Prostitution, drug dealing, I mean, all kinds of crap. This is a big problem, Motel 6 in Omaha, Nebraska. And I guess there have been community meetings, a lot of discussions about this. And the Omaha police have told the neighbors during a recent discussion about problems in the neighborhood and this crime-ridden Motel 6 that 3 years ago, the night clerk was accepting ground beef as payment for a room.
Nice.
Was it cooked or raw?
I guess it was raw.
You'd want it raw.
So what are you thinking? If the nighttime clerk is accepting ground beef in lieu of money for a room at the Motel 6, what immediately comes to mind?
He loves hamburgers.
That is not what I'm looking for. Any ideas where this ground beef is coming from?
It's getting stolen.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
So
stolen.
that's the point.
How do you know that?
So, well, come on. It's clearly getting shoplifted at a local supermarket. So someone is ripping off the supermarket, and then you've got the clerk knowing damn well that this is hot ground beef. This is ripped off ground beef. So you got all kinds of problems. You got shoplifting. You got other crimes that are then leading to the purchase of a room at Motel 6 where other crimes are going on. It's like this, this hamster wheel. It's like, a conveyor belt of problems. But I just thought that was hysterical. The only reason why I did it is Motel 6 in Omaha, the night clerk accepts ground beef as payment for a room.
I mean, is 80-20 fine?
I like 80-20.
Yeah, it's a good mix.
You gotta have the fat. I mean, folks, when it comes to ground beef, and thanks for bringing this up. This is very important.
You're welcome.
The whole lean stuff, the 95% lean or the 90%. Folks, skip that crap. You gotta have the fat content because fat is what?
Flavor.
Fat is flavor.
It depends what you're making. If you're making burgers and 80-20
I'll tell you what, Roxanne, go and lick Fester right now.
Yeah.
Because
I can get like a nice meaty, salty.
He's very
taste.
flavorful.
Flavorful.
Very, very
Juicy.
flavorful. Because fat is flavor.
And MJ knows.
Yeah.
Did
No,
they
I
take?
don't.
Did they take Omaha steaks at the motel?
Yeah, it's too high end.
Well,
It's a good
Omaha
question.
steaks.
Because, it is
In Omaha.
It is
Yes.
out in Omaha.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are delicious.
Yeah. So, I don't think, I think Omaha steaks are a little too high end.
How easy is it to steal ground beef? Where do you put it? I mean, I can see a bottle of
Oh, come on. You know how many meat pants stories there are?
Really?
You know how many stories of people shoving like expensive steaks down their pants and then walking out of the supermarket?
And then they eat it after?
Well, it's just
Well,
meat.
it's
in the-
wrapped. It's
know,
it's
but
in
still.
the plastic wrap and the little white styrofoam tray.
I don't.
So
That's one of the biggest problems. One of the biggest shoplifting situations at grocery stores.
Meat grabbers.
It is. It's people put the meat down by their meat, and they walk right. They jam the steaks down their pants, and they walk right out. That's one of the biggest loss areas in a supermarket.
or big sausage.
Big sausage down your pants. Yeah.
big one.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Fester? I can see you're just jonesing to say something.
No, I was just going to tell Roxanne the way to do it is to tie your like your pants at the ankles so the meat doesn't fall out while you're
Oh,
walking. You
perfect.
just
I'm
stuff
wearing
it.
pants like that today.
Yeah.
I could totally steal meat today.
You could.
What happens if you're wearing like MC Hammer parachute clown pants?
You can take the whole case.
But then you got to cinch the ankles.
You gotta sit.
So
That's the key.
Meat, the meat doesn't fall down your leg.
That's the key to all of it.
You want meat running all the way down your leg.
Oh.
All right, so listen to this. This is terrible. This is a parent's worst nightmare. New Jersey school bus driver who drove drunk with 27 kids has been hit with a 14-year sentence. That ought to send a message to drunk school bus drivers, huh? Yeah, former New Jersey school bus driver has been slammed with a 14-year prison sentence. The dude was driving drunk with a busload of students. His blood alcohol level was 8 times over the legal limit.
Jeez.
Yes.
How's he lie?
I have no idea. The dude blew a .34. I'm sorry, the woman, the dudette, blew a point. How the hell was this driver still alive? Colleen Utermarks, 52, was convicted on 27 counts of child endangerment after New Jersey State Police spotted her driving the bus erratically, weaving all over the road, just swerving all over the road. They pull her over. She later blew a .34 on the Intoxilizer 8000, multiple times higher than the state limit. And you're probably saying, well, hang on a minute. If it's a .08, more than 8 times over, it doesn't add up. No. That's something. No, because in New Jersey, a school bus driver can't have more than a .04 in their system. I kind of like a state with a law that the bus driver should be 0.0.
Yeah.
How about there's no alcohol in your system when you're driving a freaking bus?
That's crazy.
Anyway, this Colleen Utermarks, Eutermarks. I've never seen that name before in my life. This is just egregious. Yeah, she was found guilty during a 2-week trial previously, and then she was just sentenced earlier this week to 14 years in the New Jersey State Slammer, driving 27 kids around with a .34 breath test. Oh, my God.
Jeez.
That's insane. All right, 6:51 at the MJ Morning Show. We're going to start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ coming up at about 7:25. The world-famous 7 o'clock hour is on the way in moments. When we get back, this reckless driver, I complain about this all the time. If you listen to the show, you hear me talk about the reckless maniacs on the Howard Franklin. Did you see the dash cam video of the 19-year-old Spring Hill Putz? He could have killed somebody.
What happened?
All right, if you don't know what happened on the Howard Franklin Bridge with this crash, this is insanity. Next, don't move. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Ladies and gentlemen. It is 7 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, if you're a Cyndi Lauper fan, got your Cyndi Lauper tickets for her Girls Just Want to Have Fun farewell tour, which happens in November, and she's going to be stopping by Amalie Arena. Is she going to fill Amalie? You think is she going to fill that place?
I don't know. I think it's a tall order for Cyndi.
Listen, I like Cyndi Lauper. I think it'll be a phenomenal show. I think her work in the Cosentix commercials for psoriasis.
Yes.
I think she's tremendous in those commercials. I really love. Speaking of commercials, did you see my little Instagram reel that I did yesterday?
I did not.
Yeah. Oh man, there's commercials driving me nuts. You know, the whole vocal fry thing is driving me. I'll get into that in a minute. Let me just deal with this reckless maniac driver on the Howard Franklin Bridge. And I have the narrative here, and the video is insane. Andrew, let me know when you have the video posted up on mjmorningshow.com. Yeah, there's a great YouTube video that's out there from the Florida State Troopers dash cam. But this is just pure idiocy, and this is such recklessness and selfishness. And this 19-year-old, they say that the male brain is not really fully developed until like 26 years old. I'll tell you what, this guy's brain is clearly not developed because this guy's a jackass.
Yeah, this guy's driving completely recklessly.
Yeah. So I have the narrative from Steve Gaskins, who is, the public information officer, Florida Highway Patrol for this part of the state, for this, he's a public affairs officer. So this happened on Wednesday is when this happened. And Vehicle 1, a Ford Focus driven by this schmuck on wheels, literally, 19-year-old Spring Hill man, was traveling eastbound in the inside lane of I-75 along the Howard Franklin Bridge. Vehicle 2 is a Lexus RX 350 driven by a 74-year-old Sarasota woman traveling eastbound. So eastbound, that's, it's 275 north, but using the actual, direction. So you have the 74-year-old woman. She's in a Lexus SUV. She's traveling eastbound in the outside lane of 275. Vehicles 3 and 4, a Toyota Camry and Nissan Frontier, respectively, were parked and unoccupied in a construction zone adjacent to the roadway.
Yeah, all the workers are there, right?
And you've got that little cut-in on both sides, but this is the northbound or headed eastbound technically on 275 on the Howard Franklin. As you come from the St. Pete side onto the bridge, you have the construction areas. There's a pull-off where you see all those vehicles pulling in for the construction of the new Howard Franklin span, and this is insane. This schmuck, this 19-year-old Rolando Joaquin Garza, he's driving recklessly, and you got a state trooper behind him who's capturing him weaving and swerving in. And I complain about this all the time. We're all on the Howard Franklin Bridge. We got it coming and going. I see the reckless maniacs at 5 o'clock in the morning driving over the bridge. I just told the story yesterday that on, it was Wednesday. On Wednesday, about 10:15, I saw a matte black Ferrari. I think it was a Ferrari or Lamborghini. It flew by me so quickly. Guy was doing 130 miles an hour easily. Flew by me, and again, Ferrari weaving and swerving in and out of cars, and I saw about a quarter mile down the road, I saw was like a total close call weave as he zipped like from the third lane all the way over to the lane number 1, the far left. And I thought that there was going to be a crash. I thought I was going to see cars flying and parts, thrown up into the air.
Were you about to bust out your phone and record it?
No, I busted out my phone and I dialed star FHP and I reported the guy.
I wonder if they busted him.
I don't know. I mean, this guy was flying.
I saw a matte black Lamborghini yesterday. Might have been the same guy.
Yeah, I got to be honest. It was either a Ferrari or a Lamborghini.
I mean, how many of those can be around? Seriously.
It was matte black. It wasn't like the clear coat, like a normal paint job. It's that flat matte finish.
Tight, man.
It was a good-looking car.
I saw a matte black kit car.
But the driver was a complete maniac. So I see this stuff all the time. So you have this 19-year-old, and he's changing lanes between cars. And right in front of the trooper, he swerves to the shoulder. The shoulder ended because you've got a concrete barrier where the construction crews pull off. And this guy hits the barrier, flips over, and flies over the side, but he's still on the land-based area where the construction area is. If he would have been over the water, this guy would have flown over and would have flown into the water into Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he'd have gone for a swim. And what's up with the Florida Highway Patrol being right there?
Well, they were following him, clearly.
Well, they couldn't have been following him because he came from the front, or the officer was in front of him. Unless the officer knew he was coming.
I'm guessing that that there were officers ahead. I don't know the whole story. I'm just speculating that people must have called on this dude's reckless driving.
Otherwise, this officer is Johnny on the spot. Good job.
Right?
You got to see the video. The video's posted. If you want to see this car weaving and swerving on the Howard Franklin Bridge and then hitting the barrier on the side, flipping over, the video is on our website at mjmorningshow.com, and just click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. You know, you've got the construction teams, and they park their personal vehicles off to the side. I mean, this guy could have flown on top of a construction worker and crushed them to death with his Ford Focus, this 19-year-old schmuck.
He should focus, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Rolando Joaquin Garza, traveling recklessly, high rate of speed, changing lanes in between cars, making other vehicles take evasive maneuvers to avoid a collision. Near the 34-mile post, Vehicle 1 overtook Vehicle 2. That was the lady driving the Lexus RX 350. Then moved into the outside shoulder to attempt to pass Vehicle 2. Due to the construction zone, the concrete barrier along the shoulder shifted to the edge of the road, leaving driver 1 with no space to pass. He's trying to pass on the shoulder on the Howard Franklin Bridge. Vehicle 1 was forced to the travel lane, then so he tries to zip over quickly back into the travel lane and then collided with Vehicle 2. Post-impact, Vehicle 2 rotated, collided with a guardrail, overturned off the roadway, collided with Vehicle 4. Vehicle 1 was redirected off the roadway, collided with Vehicle 3. Both drivers transported to area hospitals. Non-life-threatening injuries.
This guy's about 30 feet away from the water.
Yeah, and, you know, it's that area where it's that cutoff where you can actually go underneath the Howard Franklin to make a U-E. And this is unbelievable what happened. Incidentally, a caller just called up. I guess didn't want to be on the air. Andrew, what did the caller just say?
Caller said that the camera was just a regular person's vehicle. It wasn't necessarily an FHP camera.
Oh,
wow. So I didn't know that.
So they turned it over to FHP and they released it. That's why they were credited with it.
There you go. All right. So I thought it might have been a trooper camera, but no. So that answers the question. It was a regular driver's dash cam, and the video is... I mean, you see the car flying up and then went over the edge.
And then it hits cars.
It fell on like construction worker cars underneath the bridge off to the side. You know, a lot of people don't know that the Howard Franklin has the U-turnarounds on both sides.
I was not aware of that.
Wow.
Come on. You can't. You're not supposed to use them. Yeah, those are for official use only. But a lot of people don't realize that in the middle of the Howard Franklin, there are these turnarounds where you can go the other direction, which are, you know, those are for official use only.
In the middle of the Howard Franklin is this big hump that ships use to pass.
Closer to each end, the Tampa side and the St. Pete side, you've got the little pull off and the U's where you can flip around. And a lot of people didn't realize. Michelle and I did it once. Yeah.
Oh, naughty.
Yeah.
Let's get crazy.
Were you trying
tonight.
to slink away and go to a private spot to neck in the car?
What?
I don't know.
No, I just wanted to try it.
You guys are necking?
Are there always cops there or something?
Well,
is that their hangout spot?
Well, that's where
respond?
The troopers, I think road rangers can turn around there. And now, obviously, it's being used a lot because of the construction of the new span. But I don't know, about 15 years ago, I said to Michelle, I want to just try it. And it said official use only. So, I mean, technically, I broke the law. I think the statute of limitations has run out. But we did the UE on the bridge just to, man, you live here, since 1994. I got to check it out.
YOLO, man. YOLO.
YOLO, man.
YOLO, baby.
I did a U-turn under the bridge.
So,
Let's do it.
I don't recommend it because there are many stories of people using the turnaround and getting a ticket because it is for official use only.
When you did it, was Michelle like, I've never been so turned on in my life?
What are you saying?
You're like James Dean.
MJ,
Hold
you're
on.
really doing it for me now?
Rebel.
Wait, you're trying to sexualize my U-turn on the Howard Franklin
Oh,
Bridge?
you're
Yeah.
so sexy.
Oh, yes.
Why else would you do it?
You're a rebel, MJ.
You know what? You guys should, stop underneath the interstate right there and Knock it out right there.
Oh.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
That's a Friday night.
Yeah.
All right. I would like to respond to an email from Saturn Mike.
Saturn Mike. Okay.
Yeah, that's his email. It's Saturn Mike. And Mike sent an email to me earlier this week. I guess Mike's a regular listener because he seems to pick up on a lot of cues that he hears here on the MJ Morning Show. You know, I take for granted that we've got a great fan base, and we've got a lot of people that really listen to every minute of the show. And there are things that I've forgotten about that the listeners have not. And we have a large amount of listeners that really know a crap load about this show and retain virtually every chunk of flying verbal diarrhea that comes out of my mouth.
Because they're in the car as like an active listener. That's all they're doing is driving and listening. And you are thinking about 10 different things. What are we going to talk about next?
And I love it. Or they're listening to the podcast. Or anyway, Saturn Mike appears to be one of those individuals.
Okay.
Saturn Mike writes me, MJ. So according to the book of MJ, he's never been to Nebraska or North Dakota, and Michelle won't go to neither. Well, first of all, correction. I have been to Nebraska. I've never said, Michelle and I both have been to Nebraska. The only state that I have not been to is North Dakota. So he's 50% right. So according to the book of MJ, I've never been to North Dakota, and Michelle won't go to neither. So it's only North Dakota. Well, MJ, I'm always down to take a few days off and fly with you and maybe try the pizza out there.
Oh, North Dakota pizza.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to find anything.
He says, I've called in a lot, more this year than ever in the past 20 years. So apparently Saturn Mike calls the show quite a bit. Glad to voice my opinions on the show. By the way, I was wondering what the hell you were doing when you weren't on the air for those few years. I always wondered what happened to you. Well, keep up the great work. Hopefully you won't bump into a bear.
In North Dakota?
I guess that's what he means.
Okay.
So
He managed a Culver's.
Saturn, say it again.
MJ,
you were a manager of a Culver's.
You
for
took a
while.
job at Culver's.
Oh,
you were the manager. You weren't the owner. You were the manager.
I didn't go
You could
anywhere.
make a mean butter burger.
I was doing my afternoon show exclusively for about 7 years. And then we had an offer to bring the MJ Morning Show back in 2020 in the middle of COVID with the Beasley Media Group here on Q105, 104.7 FM. And that's what we did.
And it's going swimmingly.
But I was still doing my syndicate. I was on like 75, 80 stations.
And you went to New York City?
And I forgot about that. Yeah. And then I
Real memorable moment.
And then I went to New York for 5 years, and I did mornings. That's right. I did a morning show on a radio station in New York City. I was up there for 5 years.
With some old stinky curmudgeon of a man.
God, that Len Berman smelled like no, he smelled like an old closet.
Welcome.
Thanks for calling me and Fester for the big op.
Yeah. Yes, Rox.
Yeah, you know, when you go to North Dakota,
Yep.
there's this restaurant called Space Alien site. It's a Space Alien themed restaurant. Space Alien's Grill and Bar. I went to it one time.
In North Dakota?
So trippy.
In Fargo?
They just opened one in Fargo. I went to the one in Bismarck, but it's very strange. And that's basically sums up North Dakota.
I got to go buy a car from Lindengard.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Get the true codes.
That was. I think that was not in North Dakota though. That was in Minnesota.
That was in
Brainerd.
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 Yeah. You know the undercoating is factory installed. I can't do anything about that.
Make that on the factory.
You're a freaking liar. You're a liar. Anyway, Fargo. I watched it again about 3-4 months ago. That movie.
Me too.
That movie's great. Fargo. 7:16 at the MJ Morning Show. We're going to start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Early Hal Herman headlines. Hal Herman at 7:40 to appease a listener.
It's 10 minutes earlier than usual.
It is.
It's not like it's 3 a.m.
At 7:40, Hal Herman headlines here on the MJ Morning Show, and we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. Veterans Ford is waiting for your... Roxanne and Froggy and Fester, Andrew, our producer. And like we do every morning right around this time, an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ starts right now. 1 hour, 20 minutes. Froggy, is Hal Herman about ready to roll?
Yeah, he passed out in the Uber, so the Uber just sort of pushed him out. So he's in the parking lot passed out right now. I'll go get him.
Hal Herman just He just rolled out.
He's having a rough morning.
The Uber driver just pushed him out into the parking lot, onto the pavement, or onto like the grassy knoll?
No, like right onto the pavement.
Oh, nice. Hal Herman headlines. Early this morning, coming up close to 7:40, maybe even 7:38.
Whoa!
Depending on how the cookie crumbles. Yes, Fester, why do you want to look?
I just walked in the studio.
Yeah.
Did you know Hal's in the parking lot?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Isn't that
He's
crazy?
like, he just got kicked out of a car. He's like in the fetal position.
Such great radio theater, huh, folks?
Oh, my God.
It's the theater of the mind, ladies and gentlemen. It's radio theater.
You don't get it.
Yes. Hey, these turds at Gmail, they're cranking it up on me right now.
Oh, they got you where they want you.
Yeah. Oh, these Gmail turds. It doesn't matter how many gigabytes I erase, I'm still full. And again, I've had Gmail for since the mid 2000s. I've had Gmail for getting close to 20 years probably. And I've never had this issue. I've always taken the free You know what they finally said? They said, man, this MJ dude, he's been doing the free Gmail for 2 decades now. Now it's time to make him pay.
Yeah. Now they're trying to get their money out of you.
It's time to make MJ pay. So, over the years, I've erased just thousands of emails, just junk that I don't need, and it frees up massive gigabytes. And if I'm knocking at 15 gigabytes, that's the free threshold for Gmail. 15 gigabytes of mail and attachments and other pictures. Like I'm a Google Pixel user, so all of my pictures on my phone back up on my Gmail. So I've always managed this. And I'll go through my phone, and there's just hundreds and hundreds of pictures that I don't need. And, you take a ton of pictures, and I try to periodically, like a couple times a month, just go back and erase all the crap that's using space that I just don't need. So I start getting the message that I'm about to run out of storage, and I usually get it once a year, and I erase stuff. I have erased thousands of emails, hundreds and hundreds of pictures and videos that I didn't need. And at one point, I erased all this crap and my storage went higher. I'm like, what are they doing? They're screwing with me. They're totally effing with me at Gmail. Now they've cranked it up a notch. Now, get a load of this. This week, I start getting a big red banner that says, you'll stop getting emails on July 12th. They've laid down the gauntlet.
They've given you a drop dead date.
Exactly. You'll stop getting emails on July 12th. You don't have enough storage. Starting on July 12th, emails sent to you will be bounced back to the sender and can't be recovered. Get more storage, 75% off 1 month. Or delete items from your Google Photos Drive or Gmail. I've done all of that. You guys are not giving me my space back.
It doesn't make sense. It sounds like it's on your end.
It is not on my end. What are you talking? It's not on my end.
All right. I mean, it is Google.
Oh, really? Andrew, that is yours. Turn your microphone on in the booth.
Turn it on. Sorry.
Have you tried clearing your trash?
What do you think? I'm an imbitard? What is wrong? Of course I clear my trash.
How about this? How about your scent items?
Listen, I delete everything.
How about your wiener pics? Did you delete those?
That took up such a small amount of gigs. Keeping them.
I haven't. Yeah. Aside from the wiener pics, I have a suggestion.
And let me answer Andrew.
Reboot?
Andrew. Yes. Yes. Of course, I delete all this crap, and then I go to the trash, and I permanently delete it. And then it says, are you sure you want to permanently delete it? Yes. And then even when they prompt you, are you sure? And then the box stays up, and you can still cancel for a few seconds. I've done all of that. Gmail is screwing with me. Yes, Roxanne?
I just said, why don't you try to reboot?
Reboot what?
The computer. You know that fixes everything.
Rebooting my laptop is not going to affect the Google servers whatever
I know.
desert or underground.
stupid idea.
Yeah.
Stupid idea. Yes, indeed.
Anyway.
I did get an answer, MJ, on your UPS query.
Yeah, what's going on?
Has it scanned yet?
No.
Okay. So
hang on. So if you were listening earlier, folks, this was 6:20 this morning. I had a UPS inquiry. You know, listen, I've had a bad time with the U.S. Postal Service. And yes, UPS runs a lot better than the U.S. Postal Service. But I've got a number of important packages coming today, and I've been following the progress. And it on the app, when I track my shipment, my estimated delivery is today, June 14th, between 11:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. And my UPS guy, Bobby, is the best around. Love my UPS guy. Tops. And I view details, and I have that my package departed from Oklahoma City, arrived Jackson, Mississippi, then departed Jackson, arrived yesterday afternoon at 5:26 in Jacksonville, Florida, but there is no departed Jacksonville last night or early this morning, and there's no arrival in Tampa. So where are my packages, Fester? So someone texted you?
Yes.
What?
I got a text from a gentleman who worked at UPS
in
Nanuet, New York.
Well, I lived there
That's what he said
as a kid, yeah.
He's like, I worked at UPS.
What's the deal?
He said,
yes,
the truck leaves Jacksonville at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So you have until about 8:30 to get it scanned and on the Jacksonville to Tampa truck. So it makes the 3.5-hour drive.
Right.
And then gets here to be unloaded and then put into the...
So is my stuff still in Jacksonville if it didn't scan leaving Jacksonville?
He's saying it's still in Jacksonville. The truck is being loaded right now. And you have another hour for it to be scanned to make it for today's delivery.
What are you talking about? It's got the stuff has to be there already.
It's scanned in Jacksonville.
They're loading the Tampa trucks right now. The loaders are loading the trucks for the guys to take out.
They load them all day.
My UPS guy hits the road probably at 10 a.m.
You maybe have a different UPS guy today.
I'm not having a different UPS.
The guy's saying it's still in Jacksonville, and you have till 8:30 for it to make the Jacksonville to Tampa truck.
I have a question.
What?
Why do you have so many issues?
No, I don't have issues.
The Google, the mail, the other mail, your packages.
Hey, you want to hear about a funny issue?
Oh God!
No, please.
Lay it on us.
As long as it's not another mail issue.
I've got a funny issue for you.
A female issue.
Now,
nice.
I don't know if I'm violating any privacy rights here. I just thought this was hysterical.
Is it about the fight?
No.
Oh,
what fight?
Nothing.
What fight?
I don't know. I just made that
like
up.
The fight that's coming up between, Mike Tyson and
No.
I heard there was a fight in the building the other day. That's
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really? What? Are you really?
I think, and I know how much you love those.
What did you hear?
I just heard there was a fight.
Between whom?
I don't know. Has anybody else heard this?
Like a knockdown, push down?
Like almost fisticuffs.
Like two salespeople duking it out over commissions?
I don't know.
Andrew, did you hear about some kind of altercation or fight in the building?
Andrew isn't saying a word.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Andrew, did you hear about it?
I did not hear about it.
What was it?
Roxanne, did you hear about it?
Froggy, what do you know?
Look at Roxanne.
Roxanne, you know?
No?
Oh,
yes. Oh, yes. Oh, you've got the worst liar face on right now. What's that song by Lady Gaga? Liar, la, 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 liar face. Oh, I'm sorry. It's poker face.
Poker face.
So what?
I don't know details. This is like from a friend of a friend.
What happened? What happened? What do you know?
I think like two people almost got in a fight.
Who?
I'm not going to say it. Are you out of your mind?
What department are they in?
Radio.
So it's a big department now.
We can tell you off air.
Tell me now.
No, this is an off-air discussion, and that little
I don't know the info.
over there just blabbermouth.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Why don't you talk about it in Hal's news report?
Come on, no, tell me. Come on.
I don't know who the people were.
Froggy, you don't give a flying crap what you say. What did you hear?
One person, I think, is somebody that we've known a very long time.
Right.
And the other person, I think, somebody we haven't known very long.
Right.
But wears heavy cologne.
Guess what?
Those are the tips. Those are the hits.
Who wears heavy cologne around here?
Are they on the programming side or the sales team?
I think one of the opponents was on programming and one of the opponents was on
that guy.
Promotions.
That guy.
Would you just tell me?
No, we're not going to disclose.
Why aren't you going to tell me?
Because
I know who
is
wears
just,
heavy cologne.
That is just like not. This is the kind of stuff that you don't discuss about people's personal HR issues. That's what it's come down to.
Is it Nandy?
Yeah,
Nandy?
We can't talk. No, no, not Nandy.
He wears heavy cologne.
No. Nandy's great.
Well, all right.
We'll talk about it later.
All right, here's the issue. Listen to this. So yesterday was a workout day, right? At X-Force Body. Yesterday was a workout day. And apparently, Michelle goes before me. So Michelle has an appointment a half an hour before my appointment at the workout.
Right.
And I get there for my 10:30, and Michelle's already done, and she's just kind of like, decelerating. And she's just having a conversation. I'm overhearing this conversation that she's having with someone about, that was crazy. And the little kid got kicked out of tennis camp.
Aw.
And I'm like, what the heck happened?
How do you get kicked out of tennis camp?
Well, here's the deal. Apparently, I hope I'm not violating any privacy issues here, but man, when I get good content,
How do you get kicked out of tennis camp?
I'm going to tell you.
This isn't privacy related. You heard this on the street.
Well, heard on the street.
Yeah.
So I'm picking up these little cues. Michelle's having a conversation with someone else in the gym. It's like, oh, man, that was crazy. And then the kid got kicked out. So I'm like, Michelle, what's going on here? Because I'm walking in on the middle of this. Apparently, the mother of this 6-year-old kid was working out, and the 6-year-old kid was with the mom at the gym. The kid would have typically been at tennis camp, but they kicked the kid at a tennis camp at the Palmacia Country Club because he was deemed an angry 6-year-old tennis player. And he was slamming the ball, and he was throwing the racket.
Kids have fits.
So
Wow.
they called
Like John McEnroe.
Little John McEnroe.
Apparently they called him an angry tennis player, and they chucked him out of tennis camp at the hoity-toity South Tampa Palmacia Country Club.
Yes, that is not how we play tennis here at the club.
You shan't throw your racket.
So the kid
Naughty boy.
The kid had to go with mom to the gym because he should have been at tennis camp, but he was ejected.
Maybe your child should play on a public court.
Yeah. Listen, I wowould just say, hey, what's the problem here? He's just getting into like John McEnroe mode.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Djokovic. Didn't you remember like in the last year? Remember he smashed his racket? Remember he smashed it to smithereens?
Yeah.
Sir, the only joke here is your son's serve.
I just thought it was funny.
That is funny.
The kid had to go to the gym with mommy yesterday because he was thrown out of the Palmacia 6-year-old tennis camp.
But we do hear about all these tennis players who have anger issues when they grow up or have issues. So he's probably like on a trajectory to be a great tennis player.
Exactly.
And is a place with a bunch of free weights the right place to take an angry kid?
Yeah.
Well, no, they're not free weights. They're machines.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. All right. Oh, look what time it is, folks. It is 7:40 at the MJ Morning Show. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for an earlier edition by about 10 or 12 minutes. Hal Herman Headlines. Hal.
Howdy.
What happened to your left hand, Hal?
I can't get my
my
hand out of my
gosh.
jacket. I don't know what happened.
You ripped the jacket out.
I got a little tussle with my driver.
The jacket's ruined.
No,
Yeah.
Dude, your sleeve is
what
old.
the hell happened?
Your left arm sleeve.
I got thrown out of a vehicle.
Hold it up to the camera.
I got thrown out of the vehicle.
Do a little turnaround.
Hold it up to the camera.
Thrown out of the
That's not where the camera
The
is.
camera's this way. Walk this way.
Walk back.
This way. Look, dude,
Look
your
at this.
sleeve is ruined.
Oh my. Stop. You just ran into the sound effect machine, dude.
God, sorry about that.
Dude, you hit Hal. You hit the sound effect machine.
I'm
That's
not
MJ's
moving.
most prized possession.
I'm not moving.
You ripped the template off, dude.
I
Dude,
knocked over a paper.
you knocked over a paper off the sound effect machine.
Why can't I get my hand out of here?
All right, listen. I got a lot of things to do, folks.
Hal, come here. Let me just rip it off. Come here.
No, we don't have time for this.
We don't have time for this. We don't have time.
We don't have time for the whole theater performance.
Nobody got time for that.
Just read your headlines. We have time for that. But
Nobody got time for that.
We have plenty of room and we have plenty of time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hal Herman headlines.
Good to see you guys.
We're doing this early for Mike Benton. Say hi to Mike Benton, because Mike Benton is an MJ Morning Show listener who complained that we do Hal Herman headlines when he arrives at work and has to be in work at 8 o'clock, so he misses Hal Herman headlines. That's why we're going a few minutes early this morning for Mike Benton.
Thank you, Mike Benton.
I've heard that guy's name so many times this week. I feel like I like you, Mike, but I'm tired of hearing your name, Mike.
Hal Herman's headlines, Tampa Bay's most trusted source for news.
Here we go.
Well,
what do you have, Hal?
A lot of new, updated updates and stories that are absolutely true. Why don't my mic stay in a position here?
The headlines from Hal where everything's true.
Yes. All right, here we go. J-Lo and Ben. Have you heard about them?
Yep, J-Lo and Ben.
They are in hot water, literally. Mm-hmm. They were working on their marriage. They took a trip, a little Mexican vacation to a resort.
Yep.
And they were hanging out in the jacuzzi. Mm-hmm. Where tragedy struck.
Uh-oh.
A live power line fell in the jacuzzi. What's the matter with this guy?
That's a tragedy. And it was
what happened?
It was not J-Lo and Ben. But
live power line. Can I finish my story?
Yes.
This happened in Mexico.
That's true.
J-Lo and Bennifer, they're in the tub. Power line falls in. Juice the living celebrity crap out of them. All right, both are fried to a crisp.
That's not true.
People are saying the jacuzzi water turned into a Bennifer soup. It was almost like there were two hot dogs getting boiled. Speaking of hot dogs,
hold on, dude.
Have you guys heard about this?
Stop. That is wrong.
What?
Hang on. Mexico hot tub
better J-Lo Ben Affleck.
I want to do a search on this real quick.
Wait, you're gonna fact check my stories now?
I am, because here's the real deal, and it's unfair. This is a tragedy. El Paso man dies in alleged hot tub electrocution in Mexico Beach Resort in Puerto Peñasco.
I didn't know Ben Affleck was from El Paso.
I had no idea he lived in El Paso.
It was all right. Next.
All right.
Yes.
Speaking of, I said that they looked like they were boiled hot dogs in the water. Speaking of hot dogs, they got a nice little transition here. Joey Chestnut. You heard of Joey Chestnut?
Yeah, the competitive eater, the whole Nathan's hot dog scandal now.
Yeah, he signed a deal with a new company. Have you heard about this?
Yes, we have.
$100 million deal for the world's first edible dildo. Have you guys heard about this?
Dude.
I mean,
dude, would you?
What? It's called a meat do. A meat dough.
Meat dough.
And he signed a deal. He's going to make a promo video. He's going to mouth over 1,000 of them. They're phallic-shaped meat sticks.
Please stop. Really?
So those are coming out. Joey Chestnut, $100 million deal. How about that?
Yeah, I'm sure that's factual.
Elon Musk.
Hal Herman is on your side. Your side.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Hey, screw Channel 8. Channel 8 is not on your side. Hal Herman's on your side. All right, go ahead.
I didn't hear
Elon Musk. I've heard about this guy.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Yep.
He says he wants to build a sea rocket to go down to the Titanic. Have you heard about this? He doesn't just want to view it, though. He wants to penetrate it. He wants to go inside, scoop out the bones of the deceased, and manufacture them into the world's first Tesla made of dead people's bones.
Please stop it.
He's going to go down there. He doesn't want to just film it. He wants to get in there. He wants to take the bodies and make a Tesla out of them. The man's crazy. The man is a genius. So he's working on his sea rocket. Of course, it's phallic shaped.
MSNBC has crabs. Hal Herman has the real news.
Yes, Hal.
Hey, okay.
What's next?
We have a new writer on the news team.
New writer.
Writer. His name is Dominic.
Oh.
Okay. He submitted this story, his first one ever.
Right.
It's not my first one ever. It's the first one you're reading.
Congratulations are in order. Congratulations to President Biden's favorite son, Hunter, who was completely acquitted and exonerated this week in court. Wow, that really is. Following the verdict, Hunter was awarded the Medal of Freedom and just agreed to a reality show, which will be on TLC called Getting High with Hunter. He's also up for the Nobel Peace Prize. Very good.
Oh, good one.
Tampa Bay's news leader, Hal Herman headlines.
All right, Pat Sajak. Have you heard about this guy and Ryan Seacrest?
Yeah.
He's been bullying Ryan Seacrest as he trains him to take over his position. Every day, Pat Sajak reportedly gives him an atomic sit-up, Ryan Seacrest. That means it's when you squat over your face and make him sit up, all right? He also purposely throws icy hot on his nuts, numerous wedgies that cause internal bleeding,
Dude.
And every day Pat gives him a swirly. Yes. And our last story.
Yes.
A man has been canceled. MJ Kelly, have you heard about this guy?
A man has been
MJ
canceled?
Kelly is his name.
Yeah, I never heard of him.
Kelli.
Yeah.
Never heard of him either, but
Dude, I have not used that last name since I left Norfolk in 1989.
all right, well, we won't use the Kelly. We'll just call you MJ.
Yeah.
Canceled!
Yeah. MJ canceled?
Because you've been canceled due to a prank he pulled at a local Aldi. Have you heard about this? He saw a 98-year-old lady on a motorized scooter. He proceeded to karate kick her in the face and smack her about, push her over, steal her cart, and then joyride around the store as if nothing happened. Then he came back and curb stomped the woman, took her cart back inside. The video's online right now. He has been canceled. I believe he's been fired.
Actually, that's like
I believe the video has no views.
That's like the most true story that you've just done.
No.
I didn't curb stomp a 98-year-old.
But you did karate kick her.
But I did not karate kick her.
But you did smack her. You did push her over.
I was joking around in the caption of my Aldi supermarket motorized shopping cart jaunt. I joked that I raced a 90-year-old woman with a walker and oxygen tubes and pushed her out of the way to grab the motorized scooter from the Aldi parking lot.
Interesting.
Of
Very
course,
interesting.
I was joking about that, but folks, if you have not seen the video, I did get on the motorized scooter at Aldi because I did not have a quarter for their shopping cart chain gang. So I said, well, I need a shopping cart. So I saw the motorized scooter in the parking lot, and I just went on, and Julian was with me. And, well, there's a video on my Instagram, if you haven't checked it out. Go to Certified MJ Radio and see me bolt around Aldi on the motorized scooter. So that's like there are elements of truth in that particular story.
All right.
More Americans get their news from Hal Herman than from any other source.
Now, I have something I've been working on special.
I thought that was the end of the...
No, I have grand finale.
Oh, grand finale.
Now, if you can bring up the song Walking on Sunshine, please.
What do you mean walking on sunshine?
It's the summer, and I put together a little way to end the broadcast today. If you could play that song for me.
Andrew, do you have Walking on Sunshine ready to go?
Sorry, I should have given you a hands up.
Yeah, you should have told him like in advance you're
I
going to
want
need
to
the
do
song.
something for you guys, something special I did.
All right. Andrew, do you have Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves ready to go
Very nervous.
for Hal Herman? Is that a yes or a no?
It should be a yes.
I don't know how long it takes. It's a library cut. I don't know how long it takes to bring it up.
Listen, he's getting it
Take
up.
a little bit of time.
You guys
for my
aren't doing
finale.
it.
I mean, what'd you think of the news
should-
stories?
Loved the news stories.
Thank you very
Andrew,
I
much.
love the MJ one. I love the
Andrew, what are you pressing the 45 right now?
All right, it's not a big deal. I mean, you can just literally play any song.
Do we have Walking on? Go ahead and play.
Okay, let's go.
Here we go. All right. So what?
This doesn't.
This doesn't translate on air.
Well, MJ, what are those even called?
streamers.
So Hal Herman has a bunch of hand streamers, and he's doing a dance to Katrina and the Waves.
He's doing a dance silently. We're on the radio.
What are you doing?
You have no idea. This is the radio.
This is idiotic.
You have to actually say
All
something.
right, what you guys think?
It's awesome.
I'm a little sick.
You have to watch MJTV.
I've been working on that for 3 months.
In order to see that,
Jesus.
go back and watch MJTV and see Hal Herman's grand finale with his hand streamers.
Hal, you know we're on the radio, right?
Hey, congratulations to the newest rider on the team, fester.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's great.
That was awesome.
I'll tell you, my Hunter Biden story didn't carry any weight compared to the Joey Chestnut breaking news.
That was a scoop.
Wow.
That was a scoop.
Wow.
I have to move into summertime rats. Do you know about summertime rats?
Is it like literally rats, the rodents?
Well, it has to do with Generation Z, which is the generation from 1997 to 2012. Birth years 1997 to 2012. So Chloe is now 22. Chloe will be 23. My daughter in August. She's Generation Z. And the latest trend for Generation Z, the girls want sexy rat boyfriends.
Oh, so is that like the male version of the Emily Ratajkowski? What's her name again?
It's just her name.
Ratajkowski.
Ratajkowski.
Yeah, Ratatouille.
Are they looking for guys with like bony, small faces and tight, pinchy
yeah,
nose?
You know
exactly.
what? You're getting close here.
Okay.
But I had no idea that this is a classification. Gen Z girls want a hot rodent man, and they're known as sexy rat boyfriends.
Wow, that's a niche.
What the heck?
How do you find one of those?
It's a look. It's a look. I've known guys who've resembled rats, which are just their narrow jawline face and their pointy little nose.
Let me see, like,
They're
who are
Pete
actors?
Davidson's kind of a rat guy.
beady little eyes.
I am not making this up.
Theo
Okay.
Vaughn looks like a rat.
Gen Z women want hot rodent men. And they're even calling it a hot rodent summer.
Hello?
Hey, Chloe,
Yes,
why are you answering frantically?
because I'm busy getting ready.
Are you listening to the show or no?
No, I'm not.
Thanks.
Well, hang on a minute. Chloe, have you ever heard of a hot rodent boyfriend or a sexy rat boyfriend?
Yes.
Oh, hold a minute. All right, tell everyone, what is a sexy rat boyfriend?
It's like this trend where men these days, people think men look like rats. Not all men, but there are some men who look like rodents. But sometimes they can be attractive. So, I don't know, like Timothy Chalamet or... I don't know, like other-
From Dune. Timothy Chalamet.
Adam Driver. He's kind of a rat guy, or like
Yeah.
the one from the robot, Rami Malek.
But it's that long, narrow face.
Well, here's more. The skinny rat or rodent boyfriend that Generation Z women are after, they wear skinny jeans. They tend to be a smaller build, but they're considered sexy? Like what, like lanky beanpole, like gaunt, skinny dudes?
Yeah, not beefcake type guys.
I
And
mean,
they love cheese and peanut butter.
Yeah, and the way you take it to the next level is like rat role play. They whisper in your ear. Mm.
yeah, it's a, here's the description. It's a lanky man over a more bulky, beefier guy, someone with sunken eyes, pale skin, that scurries instead of walking with a purpose.
Okay, I don't like a scurry. No, I don't.
So,
want-
if, for instance, Johnny Depp from the 1990s would be an example of a hot rodent boyfriend or a hot rodent guy. So, Chloe, how long have you known about the sexy rat boyfriend guy?
I mean, like, I've known it's only become a thing in, like, honestly, the last couple weeks. But I guess I've known about it, talking with friends and stuff for years.
And how did you become aware of this? I have not discussed this with you. How did you know about this where it's become more prevalent in the last couple of weeks? Where did you see it?
On Instagram. It's just like news stories are talking about it. And I'm like, okay, that's great news.
Sexy rodent boyfriend.
Like Jeremy Allen White is another one, from The Bear or Shameless.
Oh.
Never heard of them.
But it's thinner guys, not overly muscular guys. But
and
really
like
good looking.
really distinct features, like sharp nose, things like that.
Hey, Chloe, while I have you on the phone, just for a quick moment here, I want to bring something else up. And listen, there are really not a lot of secrets on this show. Chloe, you're going to a concert tonight. Is that correct?
Yes.
Ooh, live music. Nice.
All right. Chloe's going to see Justin Timberlake tonight.
Ooh.
Okay, never mind.
At Amalie Arena.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, here's the deal. Chloe was not originally going to go to the concert, but one of my meddling neighbors put out a text. Hey, everybody, we have 4 tickets for Justin Timberlake, and we're not going to be around for them, so they're for sale at a discount. So Michelle saw it, and Michelle brought it up to Chloe. Hey, our neighbor down the street has some Justin Timberlake tickets for Friday the 14th, which is today, that she needs to unload. And then Chloe's like, I want to go. And then the price of the tickets was not in the original text. It turns out the neighbor is selling the tickets for $350 a piece and claims that was a discount. I'm like, hold on. Is Justin Timberlake worth a $350 ticket?
What rock do you live under? Concert tickets are expensive, especially really good seats.
Especially ones that bring sexy back.
Yeah, right? Cry me a river, MJ.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, concert tickets are a lot of money.
Chloe, and I wasn't paying for these tickets. I'm sorry, the Daddy National Bank is closed. I'm already Daddy Dash, having to pick up food for her all over the place.
Yeah, Chloe's dipping into her own coffers with all the money she makes.
Well, here's the deal. I said to Michelle, I'm like, I'm not paying for a ridiculous amount, $350 for a ticket. And Chloe's got a friend that's going with her, a girlfriend, and she forked over $350 for her ticket, and they Venmo'd the neighbor the money. But Chloe, I wasn't paying for this. I do a lot for you, but I'm not paying $350 for Justin Timberlake. And then Chloe dips into her savings to pay for the ticket. And I'm just trying to suggest, Chloe, I mean, I can think of much better ways to spend $350 than to see Justin Timberlake tonight.
I think it's justified. It's justified.
Definitely. Where are you going to rock your body at?
Okay. So, Chloe, where are the seats?
I believe they're in section 128.
Ooh, the senorita
130?
section.
128.
128 or 130?
130 is on the side. That's a pretty decent seat. They have some tickets, 300-ish. Sounds like the going price on that section.
Hang on a sec. But, Chloe, do you have the ticket? Do you have the section number where you're in?
Here, look at.
Yes, I have it somewhere, but it's either 128 or 130. I can't.
Okay, so it's not 128 is almost behind the stage. I would go back and stab your neighbor if they peddled those tickets on you. 130 is a good section. Row D, 130, $581 right now, plus fees on Ticketmaster.
That is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Justin Timberlake the concert ticket prices are out of effing control.
Hey, MJ, what goes around comes around.
What does that mean?
What
the hell does that mean?
It's more of a song.
Comes around.
That's right. You guys are getting all cute by all of your responses are Justin Timberlake song titles.
Yeah.
All right.
They're going all over your head, by the way.
No, Bring Sexy Back did not go over.
What about
and
Justified?
Cry Me a River did not go over my head.
Boy, good job.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm looking at their map. I think the pink dots are resellers and the blue dots might be available tickets.
Anyway.
Hey, does he perform D in a box at his shows? I would love to see that.
It's my D in a box.
All right.
Mother lover.
Chloe, I'm just saying that as your dad, I just think you could have come up with better ways to spend $350 than see Justin Timberlake tonight.
She's not being selfish.
Are there a lot of seats available? I mean, is that sold out? Is it close to being sold out, or are there plenty of seats available for Justin Timberlake?
It doesn't. I don't know where it says it's a sellout.
All right, Chloe. I know you got to go somewhere now. Where's Mom?
I don't know, getting ready. But look, I've never gotten on you for your purchases. I don't know why you have to have 10 rice makers in the house all lined up on the kitchen counter.
Yeah, right? Blowing through the inheritance, MJ.
That's good.
But it's his money.
I don't have 10 rice makers.
9.
Yeah, I mean, Chloe, don't exaggerate.
You're just lucky I haven't asked for Taylor Swift concert tickets.
Oh, God. No, you did. I said no.
That would be such great karma.
All right.
All right.
All right. Bye, Chloe.
You gotta shake it off.
Bye.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
I'm sorry. Am I wrong? Do you think Justin Timberlake is worth $350. So Chloe and her friend are spending $700
So what?
to see Justin Timberlake. What do you mean, so what?
I mean,
that is an inordinate amount of money.
So you're not a concert goer then. This is how much concerts cost. This is how much things cost.
I just think the concert prices are absolutely ridiculous these days.
Okay.
Out of control.
Well, you're a Karen, man.
I mean,
I am not a Karen.
you're the no concert kid right here.
You know what? I want to go to phones on this. I want to ask our listeners. Folks, am I being a Karen? Am I being out of touch? Or do I have a point that concert ticket prices are out of control? Yes or no? Let's go. Instant survey on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105 104.7 FM. 800-990-1047. Concert tickets, are they a great value right now? Is it like the generic Walmart brand, great value? Or
Depends who you're going to see.
Or are
All
they
right.
out of control?
Really? We're going to take calls?
Yes, yes, I am.
Of course they're expensive.
800-990-1047. Am I being just a bitchy Karen? What is the male Karen?
MJ.
Will you stop?
You're being an MJ.
All right. 800-990-1047. I just want to get a little survey from our listeners whether they think that concert tickets are such a great deal. Why are people putting up with this?
Well, it depends on who you go see.
I mean, can two things be true at once?
Well, also, you got lawsuits against Ticketmaster and Live Nation for, part of it is because the whole concert business is like fixed and rigged these days, and they've artificially inflated prices. That's why you've got some antitrust suits. Every line has jammed up. I'm telling you, this is a hot button. I just don't think that it is a good value for Chloe to spend $350. I wasn't forking that out. I pay for a lot for Chloe, but I wasn't paying for that. That money came out of her savings account.
It's JT, though.
Now, let me grab calls here. Evan in Orlando. Hi, Evan.
Hey, MJ. Let me ask you something real quick before I make my comment. When is the last time that you've been to a live concert? You personally?
Yeah, I was.
The benefit you went to.
No, I went to where was I?
Cheap Trick.
I went. Well,
we went to Billy Joel's thing.
That was a private.
Oh, you were at that one thing where you did the dance. What was that?
Yeah.
I went to Billy. I was invited to Billy Joel.
All right, Evan, ask him when was the last time he bought.
No. I'm not saying invited where you had to pay money.
Yeah. When was
out
the
of
last
your
time
pocket.
you bought tickets to see anything?
Well, I don't go to a lot of concerts,
Right.
but I'm trying.
so
Maybe
that
Tom
proves my
Petty.
point.
Maybe Tom before he. Hang on.
Tom Petty was in 2005?
2017 or whatever. I don't know if I purchased tickets very recently. I've been invited by friends where they didn't ask me to pay. But listen, Evan, you're correct. I have not purchased a lot of concert tickets because, frankly, I think they're just ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. My take on it is I think you're right for making your daughter pay if she wants to buy an expensive concert ticket. She needs to learn that, she can't be a sugar daughter and always be sponging off of her dad. If she wants to spend $350, that's great. But guess what? It costs money. You work your butt off to get where you're at, so she's got to pay for her concert ticket. But I will tell you this much. I just went to see Kenny G. Paid about
Hold on, you went
What?
to see Kenny G?
Absolutely.
He's got to pay me to go see him.
What? He's a
All right.
talent.
He's awesome.
All right, so you went to see
He was
Kenny
in
G.
Orlando. I paid around $100 a ticket. He played for 2.5 hours, and he just off the charts good.
All right, listen, and look, Kenny G's a talent. Listen,
God,
he's a
stab me with that flute.
He's a talented guy, and listen, $100 for 2.5 hours at Kenny G. Probably a decent deal if you're a Kenny G fan, but he doesn't play the flute. I think he plays the clarinet.
Whatever it is, impale me with it.
He plays the soprano saxophone.
All right, whatever the hell it
Yeah,
is.
sorry.
All right.
Evan's a big fan here. You better get that right.
Evan, thanks for the call, man. I really appreciate you
Thanks, Evan.
checking in.
A little
Let me grab
aggressive.
Kim in Bradenton. Hey, Kim.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, are concert tickets a great deal these days?
No, they are not. And we haven't seen any here for years. But I will tell you, the one concert I'm going to is Styx because I won tickets from you.
Yep.
And I'm going to Metallica is a double concert in Boston, and I got 2 tickets in pretty decent area for $400.
Wow.
Okay, all right. Who's Metallica in concert with?
Well, hold on, Kim. $400 for Metallica tickets in Boston?
But it's 2 concerts, and that's for 2 people.
And they play for like 4 hours.
All right, so it's $200 a ticket.
Yeah, for 2 concerts. It's a double. You go on Friday night and Sunday night. They don't repeat any of the songs, and they have different people opening up for them.
Wow.
You'll see a
all
lot
right.
of men wearing diapers
All
at
right.
Metallica shows.
Thank you, because they don't want to leave to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
All right,
They'll
Kim,
just be-
thanks for the call. Sandy is in Palm Harbor. Sandy, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hello.
Hey, Sandy.
So my take is I agree with you. The prices of tickets are ridiculous, and the fees are out of control.
Yep.
However, I have kids your daughter's age, and they are concert people, and they spend their money. We won't spend our money on it, but they spend their money. And if that's what they want to spend it on, then, hey, let them do it. They've worked hard for it. It's ridiculous. You and I don't understand it, but hey, that's what they want to pay for these days.
All right, thank you, Sandy. I think all good points. Dale is in Tampa. Dale, MJ Morning Show. Andrew, just I'll clear the lines here, but no more. Dale, hi, welcome to the show.
Hey, MJ, love the show. I will never spend that much money on concert tickets, but like your listener just said that she won some tickets from you for the Styx concert. My girlfriend is a concert goer, and she bought us tickets to that concert, and they were $350 a piece.
Oh my God!
But
and it doesn't even include Dennis DeYoung, because Dennis DeYoung went his own way. It's the actual Styx band doesn't include Dennis DeYoung.
Right, it's Styx and Foreigner, and but they're good seats. I mean, you can get $50 seats, I guess, but you're going to be out there sitting on that grass.
Yeah. Oh, so they're at the amphitheater.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Thank you, pal. I appreciate it. Diane in Bradenton. Diane, MJ Morning Show. You're up. Hi.
Morning.
Hey.
Yeah, I've been a concert goer for my whole life, and let me tell you, I used to go to see some of these concerts for free. These guys. I remember the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where the guy's like $20 to see a concert. Oh my God! Yeah. I mean, that's what they used to cost. And I think Taylor Swift set the bar, and our prices are out of whack.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the call. Let me grab JC in Tampa. JC, MJ Morning Show. I got 2 more calls here, then we got to move on. Yes, JC.
Hey, MJ, I think you're being like our president. You're just all out of touch. And the one thing is concert tickets are expensive, and Chloe does a good job. As far as schooling, everything, she deserves to go if she wants to use her own money.
Oh, no, she is going, and she, as far as I know, you know what? I need to see the actual bank account information to make sure that she actually did use her own money for this. Thank you, JC. Last call, Philippe in Dade City. Philippe, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
MJ, you're absolutely right. Prices are ridiculous from concerts. I've only been to one. I've seen Jamie Johnson at the Dallas Bull, and it was only like $40 to go. But here's my question to you.
Yes.
What is the happiness of Chloe to you? Is it worth $350 for her to be happy?
Nope. No, it isn't.
Well, here's the other thing, is that I didn't hear a peep out of Chloe regarding Justin Timberlake until the neighbor put out the group text for all the people on the street saying, hey, I've got Justin Timberlake tickets that we're not going to be able to use. And then it was like, oh, my God, I got to go to Justin Timberlake. It just didn't seem like it was a...
And then they get you with, it's $350.
Yeah, well, all right. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
No problem. Bye.
Listen, I support Chloe 100%. Chloe graduated with a triple major in 3.5 years, magna cum laude. And listen, she gets a lot from Michelle and me. I don't think it's a good value and a good use of $350. Yes, Andrew.
Yeah, didn't she make plenty of money while she was in Europe, charging her friends for dining while you were paying the bill?
Boy, Andrew, man.
That was a good racket.
Truth bomb.
I like it.
Andrew just loves blowing up families.
Yeah, both my kids, they'll put stuff on their credit card, and then they have the friends Venmo them, And do I see the money to go toward the credit card? No.
That's called a side hustle.
It's called a kid racket is what that is. Absolutely. All right, speaking of concerts, Hansen has announced their 2024 tour.
Dude, I bet you they sell out full of moms.
Wait a sec.
30 to 42-year-old women are going to be packing that place.
They have like one song
that you know of.
I mean, this is the only song that I know by Hansen. I could, for $1 million, I couldn't name anything other than this, which is Bop. This is the only Hansen song I know. Is it? First of all, I didn't even know that they were still alive. I mean, I haven't heard about Hansen since 1997.
So they were brothers, not like a bunch of bands of musicians.
Yeah. Oh, really? Thanks for the info.
It's kind of hard for them to break up.
Can you name the brothers?
Yeah, Scott, Larry, and Mo.
Yes.
Wasn't one of them named Zach?
Yes, Zach, Taylor, and Isaac.
There you go.
Oh, it was close.
They will perform one of their entire albums.
What?
Which one?
They're going to play their entire 2004 album underneath.
Ew.
The album nobody's heard of?
So you're telling me they're not going to do?
Who the hell?
By the way, we're not on the tour date list.
Hansen.
Oh, it's not coming to...
No.
Is it coming anywhere in Central Florida?
Nah, hang on. Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Chicago, Royal Oak, Baltimore, Toronto, New York, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Nashville, Austin.
You can't scan ahead?
San Diego.
Just read every city.
Los Angeles, Tulsa.
Oh, you know they have MBOP version 2.0?
Yeah, there's not one Florida stop for this. And speaking of music, ladies and gentlemen, new research is out.
Ooh.
If you want sex to last longer, listen to this type of music. This type of music, according to a new study, reduces performance anxiety.
Don't do it to MBOP because, goes quick.
Would you like to guess a couple of artists that sex apparently is best to, according to this report out this month, June 2024?
This is a confusing topic. Did you say it is best to this genre or it's going to last the longest? Does that mean it's like a turn off to the guy and then it doesn't...
Performance anxiety is reduced and sex will last longer to this music, according to this brand new research. So whether setting the mood, increasing satisfaction, or influencing the length of intimate moments together, the right playlist can be very, very important. And findings reveal in this new research, certain songs apparently enhance performance, and there are some standout songs. So 68% of people who listen to music during sex say the sweet sound helps reduce sexual performance anxiety. 63% say that certain songs significantly increase the duration of sex. And which genre do you think has lovers lasting the longest on top of all other genres of music? What type of music?
Metallica.
No, that is incorrect. No.
It was a joke, but I wasn't really a guess. It's just stupid. My worst answer.
She says a joke and then analyzes it immediately afterwards.
Well, you make a guess.
Well, there are even some specific artists.
Bobby McFerrin.
Don't worry, be happy.
A song I wrote.
Here you go. It's the hip hop genre. So hip hop reduces performance anxiety, and it makes for longer intimacy.
All right.
And a couple of names that are singled out,
like Drake.
Nicki Minaj is one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this is super bass.
Oh. What?
What do you mean, Froggy?
No.
This is a big
I'm
hit.
flaccid. Take this off.
Hold on, honey. Let me put on some music. Boom, 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 super bass.
Oh.
Also appearing on a lot of so-called sex playlists.
Overrated sexy. Not,
Can I ask you a
not
question?
Really. Yeah.
How about a real sexy song? Wicked Games.
Serious,
That thing.
serious question.
What?
Yes.
To our varying degrees of doing it in this room,
Mhm.
do any of you guys really put on music?
No.
I mean,
Yeah, I usually do.
You put on the Food Network.
listen, I'll tell you right now.
I put on Weird Al.
My doing it maneuvers is to the soundtrack of my grunting.
I'm losing my. I'll tell you what. I'm losing my weekend appetite. All right, we have breaking news. Breaking news. Important update, ladies and gentlemen. We have Jazelle Bündchen news.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
She is split with the Taekwondo guy.
Yeah, did you hear why?
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, this broke yesterday that Giselle Bündchen and Joaquim Valente have split. And Roxanne, tell everyone the reason why they've apparently split.
He couldn't handle things after the roast. People making fun of him. He was
I thought they were
embarrassed.
doing jujitsu and accidentally farted in her face.
What's wrong with you?
Excuse me.
Dude, you get the same three things every show.
Dude.
How do you take my lap?
Stop.
Yeah.
By the way, I said Taekwondo, and actually it's
Jiu-jitsu.
He's a jiu-jitsu instructor. Giselle Bündchen has split with Jiu-Jitsu Man, and yeah, the reason apparently was stress following the Tom Brady roast and all of the Giselle Bündchen and the Jiu-Jitsu jokes.
Isn't that sad?
Well, she's probably awful to deal with, too.
Dude, I'm all busted up over it.
Instantly, this whole roast became totally worth it for Tom. He's like, fantastic.
There's a very I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a very well-known lawyer in town who lives on Davis Islands. And ran into him recently because when our house got tented, we stayed at a friend's house. So like, yeah, just, wife was out of town and it was just our friend, the husband was home, and they had this huge house, and they're like, just stay at our house, for a couple of nights. Was it, let's see, I think it was just one night. No, 2 nights. 2 nights. Okay. So we stayed on Davis Islands, and I do my daily walks, a couple of miles, and my friend said, "Hey, I'll walk with you." So we did this whole long walk, and I was walking around the neighborhood, and there's a prominent lawyer, someone that everyone knows in town, and I'm not going to mention his name, and he sees me walking, and he's like, "MJ," and he's like, "I know you." I'm like, "I know you," and of course I've known this guy for years, and. I don't know how we got talking about it, but he was mentioning that when Giselle and Tom lived on Davis Islands, she would be out walking the dogs a lot. And he said, "Man, she's a bitch." And I'm like, "Why?" "Oh, she kind of looked at you and scowled, would never smile or say hello to anyone." And he would see Giselle walking the dog all the time on Davis Islands. And I mean, at least, come on, Giselle. Maybe things were rough with Tom at that point, but I mean, just put on a smile, right?
You want the neighbor to do like the at least, "Hey, how are you?" wave if they feel like it, but maybe, like you said, they caught him on a bad day.
Yeah. But the story is, an insider told In Touch Weekly yesterday that the spotlight was too much for Giselle's boyfriend, the jiu-jitsu guy, Joaquim, and they say he's just a regular guy. He's not used to all the attention he was getting. And
what a weenie.
They have split. It's unclear when Bündchen 43 and Valente 34, little inverted numbers there, exactly. But they haven't been photographed together since late April.
Aw.
So does that mean that it happened sometime in April and the news is just coming out now? That
Yeah.
Who's saying this? Did Valente come out and say, "You know what? I can't handle this pressure"? Or is this all because what if they broke up and they're just trying to pin it on Tom?
Did you not hear what I said? I said an insider told In Touch Weekly.
But where's it coming from? Who the insider? Listen, this is all spin. They broke up anyway. They're trying to pin it on Tom. And if I were Tom, I'd be thrilled.
Well, I don't know if they're trying to pin it on Tom. They're trying to pin it on the roast, that Netflix roast, because there was a lot of Jazelle and a lot of...
You know who came out of that roast looking like a gem? That guy.
Who?
The jiu-jitsu guy. Because at the end of the day, he ended up with Jazelle.
I saw portions of it. I didn't watch the whole thing
it was
cover
hilarious.
to cover. Yeah, I probably
So
need
funny.
to watch it cover to cover. And then Tom Brady, he came out and he said that if he had to do it again, he would not do the roast because of the effects that it had on the family. But he was more specifically talking about the kids.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's such a drama queen.
Tom Brady's
tired of him.
Drama queen.
Just go do something. Go. Just
go.
go.
He's doing a roast.
Let's go way away.
We have got another bunch of teenage morons, this time up in Hernando County. Do you remember what Sheriff Grady Judd out in Polk County said? And I think we had him on the show about this maybe 6-8 months ago. I think it was sometime last year. Do you remember one of the stunts that teens were doing, and it was happening in Polk County quite frequently? This is happening across the country. This is the dumbest, most stupid thing that a teenager can do, or certainly among the dumbest things.
Was it the kicking the fence?
No, that's the Kool-Aid challenge.
Okay, all right.
There's a lot of stupid TikTok. See, the Chinese spy operation TikTok, I'm telling you, they are turning our teens into morons with these stupid challenges. Let's be honest, these stupid challenges, they existed before TikTok. But no, you're thinking of the Kool-Aid challenge, where the teenagers would run full speed into a fence and bust through a fence like, hey, Kool-Aid, and bust through. No, it's not the fence Kool-Aid challenge. Come on.
All right.
It's the other one.
The front door?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, the whole front door kick-in challenge. And these idiots are going to people's houses late at night or overnight, middle of the night, and they're kicking in the freaking front door. So this was happening quite a bit in Polk County. It really has been happening all over the country. I thought this cooled. And now we have the latest. We got 2 teenagers up in Hernando County, up in Spring Hill, and they were arrested. I mean, it's like crystal clear. Late at night, 2 teenagers were arrested after a home's Ring camera. I'm sorry, Blink. Yeah, this was not a Ring. This was a Blink camera. Another one of those doorbell type cams.
Pretty good images from that camera.
Oh, yeah. The images, you can totally identify these morons. And according to the Hernando County Sheriff's Office, 2 15-year-old kids were arrested. 4 different reports of front doors at houses in Spring Hill being kicked down. According to the Hernando County Sheriff's Office, these idiots, they would go up to the front doors of these homes, kick in the door, causing damages, knocking the doors open. The suspects lived right in the neighborhood, within a block or so, total walking distance from all the homes that they kicked in the doors. Do you remember what Grady Judd said on the show? When we had Grady Judd, when there was a rash of these happening in Polk County with the kick-in TikTok door challenge. I mean, folks, imagine, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you and your wife and kids, you're asleep in your homes, and suddenly, bam! You know, there's this horrific crashing sound, and then you jump out of bed and your front door is kicked in. All because teenage turds wanted to video it and then put the video up on TikTok.
I don't remember what he said, but I'm sure it was witty.
Was it like, kick in my door and you'll be dead on the floor?
Pretty close.
Or,
yeah, pretty. So Grady Judd, Sheriff Judd, he said that this is a great way for these teenagers to get shot.
Oh, he didn't go with the rhymes. All right. But no, MJ, listen, somebody kicks in your door. If you're near your weapon, you're making them Swiss cheese, right?
Listen.
I'm not asking questions at 2 a.m.
Somebody kicks in my front door. The biggest dilemma I have is, which gun am I going to shoot you with? Which one will I select?
My biggest dilemma is how quickly I can get Zero Res over to clean the carpet.
Wow. parents, talk to your kids about these. And it's summertime. Kids have plenty of time on their hands. Talk to your kids about kicking in front doors for a stupid TikTok video. Someone's going to get shot.
There's an image of one of the guys. You see him. All he's doing is holding up his phone to his face.
Right.
Videotaping his buddy kicking the door.
Yep. That's it. Holding the phone right at the front door as his friend's about to kick it in. Yeah, situation exceptionally dangerous on several levels, according to the Hernando County Sheriff. First, there is a very good possibility these young men could have been shot and killed by a homeowner lawfully defending the household. Second, if this occurred, the homeowner would have been burdened with the fact that he or she killed two teenagers who were participating in this stupid activity. That's the Hernando Sheriff in his statement on this. So the teenagers, they were busted. They were arrested on 4 counts of burglary of a dwelling, taken to the Hernando County Detention Center, and these delinquent jack clowns were processed and then released to the custody of, I'm sure, their very, very proud parents.
And the parents have been doing a fantastic job thus far. So let's give them back to the parents. Idiot kids.
Unbelievable. All right, speaking of teens, do you know what the latest trend is for teenage boys?
Do I want to know?
They want chiseled jaws, so they're chewing on this very, I guess, chewy gum-like substance.
Laffy Taffy?
No.
Okay, that's pretty chewy and gum-like.
They're chewing. It's called mewing. I mean, I had no idea. The latest trend for teen boys, they want a chiseled jawline.
That's bad.
You know, do you remember, and this is somewhat related, do you remember a couple of months ago, probably maybe February or March, do you remember we did a story about look smaxing?
Yeah, vaguely, yes.
Do you remember that it's been reported that some guys are shattering the bones in their jaw to try to get a more chiseled jawline? They're taking a hammer and they're beating their jaw. They're breaking their bones in their. I mean, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And in a similar vein, for a chiseled jawline, there's a story about a parent that claims that their 12-year-old son asked for a special, very rubbery, gum-like substance for mastic chewing. There's something called mastic chewing gum, and it's a very dense, heavy, rubbery, not like a chewing gum where you can chew it easy. This is a rubbery substance that you chew on in order to build up your jaw.
Is it edible?
I don't think you're supposed to chew it. I don't think you're supposed to eat it, but it is made to chew. And there are actual brands. I didn't know this. Mastic gum. Folks, have you ever heard of mastic gum? And now what? We have all kinds of body imagery issues where I got 12, 13, 14-year-old boys want chiseled jawlines, so they're chewing on mastic gum, M-A-S-T-I-C.
It's a bit much.
And there are products called Rock Jaw, Stronger Gum, Jawliner, and these products say, hey, you chew on our special mastic dense gum, and you'll get a chiseled jawline.
It gives you a big workout. I mean, I'm on Amazon now. There's hundreds of different vendors of this.
Sounds like this is a quick trip to TMJ is what it sounds like.
Right?
Yeah.
But you're going to develop that masseter muscle.
I dislocated my jaw chewing the mastic gum.
Do you think we have any listeners that chew mastic gum for jawline enhancement? Or are there any parents out there? Have your teenage boys started chewing this mastic gum? Or suddenly have you found some gummy, rubbery substance that's not bubble yum?
Here, this is called gym gum, like gymnasium, like working out at a gym. Gym gum.
If anyone has anything to add to this, man.
At least it's not called Jame gum.
Here, exactly. One of the things I love about this show is every freaking day there's something new and there are things that I've never heard of. Mastic gum, chew this crazy thick rubbery substance to jam up your jawline. All right, if anyone has any input on this, if you're a parent and your kid is doing this, maybe you found this stuff and you're like, what is this crap in my kid's bedroom? Jawline enhancer, mastic gum. Have you done it? Are there any guys out there that have chewed mastic gum, and are you getting any results other than like maybe smashed in teeth? I mean, you're pushing your molars into your
It's
your
not
brain?
that hard, but they're calling it a facial workout.
That's a facial workout. There you go. All right, let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. I'm just curious if anyone has any information. Has anyone done the mastic gum chewing? Oh, look at this. Fester's on Amazon right now for something called Gym Gum Jawline Gum, 13 times harder than normal gum.
So it is an edible food product. It's not like they're using like window caulking or something and just chewing on that. It's edible, but it's really hard gum.
Anyone has any insight on jawline enhancing gum, 800-990-1047. Call us, 800-990-1047 if you've got any input on this, anything to say, any information, any story. 800-990-1047. Who am I grabbing? Let me go to phones. Bring up the screener.
Sure.
Kurt. Hi, Kurt. You're on the MJ Morning Show from Tampa. Go ahead, Kurt.
Hey, good morning. I personally don't know any kids that have done it, but I have certainly heard about it. I didn't know that there was edible versions of it, but there are inedible. It's just basically a chunk of plastic that teenagers will – you go on social media, you'll see influencers or wannabe doctors, fake doctors, all those things.
All right, so this is not showing up in my feed. It's not like part of my algorithm, but you're telling me that there are a lot of these type videos of the mastic gum and jawline enhancers on social?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen Joe Rogan peddling it where he puts it in his jaw, he chews it for 20 seconds, goes, oh, yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I feel it. Buy 1 million of them.
I don't know. I don't know who follows Joe Rogan.
About a zillion people.
I don't know why. I think he's a dope. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Dope genius.
As I was telling Andrew, I guess it's the blissfulness of having an underdeveloped brain when you're only a teenager. So you tend to believe anything you see, and they want to have a jaw that looks like Timothy Chalamet, and they'll try it. But real doctors will say, stay away from it. Don't do it. It's horrible. Not right. Not part of your exercise regimen.
Kurt, how old are you?
38.
All right, buddy. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Have a great summer. Let me grab Chris in Pinellas Park. Chris, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Did I lose? Chris just dropped. What was Chris going to say, Andrew? Andrew? Oh, well, thank you. All right. Anyway, Chris dropped. Yeah, we didn't get a lot of calls on that.
Yeah, it might be a new thing.
No.
FYI, if you care, mewing was named after the doctor, not cats. Because you said mewing. I never heard that term before. I looked it up. It's named after this British doctor.
Yeah, mewing. M-E-W-I-N-G is mewing. So now, hey, you know something new. I thought this was pretty funny. You know, Jerry Seinfeld has kids?
Yeah, he does.
You know, I guess I never really... I guess I kind of attached Jerry Seinfeld's TV show persona to his real life. I didn't even know
that was his real life.
I remember he dated like a 14-year-old, right?
Yeah. Well,
oh yeah,
she was
Shoshana,
16.
right?
Yeah,
is that her name?
Like the 15-year-old with a giant rack. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, Shoshana Lonstein.
There you go.
Wasn't her
30.
name?
He was 34. So,
but no, she was like 7. Didn't they meet when she was 17 or something?
17, yeah.
And he was in his 30s.
Yeah. Who else did that? The late Paul from the Fast and Furious.
Reiser.
No, from Paul Walker.
Oh.
He had a very young bride.
I thought this was pretty funny. So Jerry and Jessica Seinfeld were at their youngest son's graduation from high school, and Guess what gift they gave him?
I know. You guys want to take a guess?
Guess what gift Jerry Seinfeld's youngest son got for graduation?
I don't want to guess. I want Roxanne just to tell me.
Flip.
A Porsche?
No, just think of Flip. That's the clue.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld has a big Porsche collection. Yeah.
Flip.
Yeah.
Flip.
A job at Burger King?
No, they gave the kid a flip phone.
Oh, that Jerry.
I want one, actually.
Listen to this.
Too much.
Our youngest son, Shepard, graduated from high school yesterday. As I posted earlier in my stories, we gave him a flip phone for graduation in hopes he will turn in his smartphone. I guess Seinfeld's kid is addicted to the smartphone. It's really out of control. With the kids are buried in these devices. When I went to see my parents, remember when I flew Spirit Airlines for the first time about a month ago, and I flew from Tampa to Fort Lauderdale, and my first cousin, Peter, was coming over. I dropped in. I surprised my parents. They didn't know I was coming. But that Saturday, because I flew in, I got in like 11 a.m. on the Spirit flight to Fort Lauderdale, and my first cousin and his wife and 2 kids, they were coming over to, have brunch, and they were bringing, a whole bunch of deli and bagels and stuff to my parents' house. And it was kind of an added bonus. I got to see my first cousin, Peter. He's a great guy. But their kids, who are like 15 or 16 now, and they're twins. And I really don't know the kids. Last time I saw the kids, I think they were 5. So I haven't seen Peter, my cousin, for a while. I didn't see the kids for a long time. But the daughter, who's very sweet, but the entire time they were over at my parents' house for like 3 hours, and she just sat in the corner on the couch.
Buried in their phones.
Buried in the phone. I mean, didn't say any. It was like, hello, goodbye. I mean, just in the phone the son, so they're twins. There's a boy and then there's a girl, and they're twins. The boy was pretty interactive, but the girl was, and I don't know, I don't know her name. I know this is really bad, but she was buried in the phone from the time she walked into my parents' house to the time she left, and didn't utter 2 words. Just buried on the phone, probably just doom scrolling.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Better doom scrolling than digging through your mom's medicine cabinet. So let's look at the positives.
Looking for the perks?
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
All right, so here's the deal. Jessica Seinfeld wrote on Instagram that they hope he'll turn in his smartphone. So I'm assuming that their kid Shepard's buried in the smartphone. Many of you have asked if this is his first phone. I wish. If I knew then what I know now, I would have waited until age 14 to give him a smartphone. He got handed down an old one at age 12 for the ride on the bus to the Bronx.
Can't drive me around, Dad?
Yeah, he must have gone to Horace Mann, is what I'm guessing. From Manhattan to the Bronx?
Well, of course, yeah, sure.
Sounds like Horace Mann to me.
Sounds like Horace Mann.
And do you know the ringtone on the flip phone?
Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Here we go.
How do you feel about that? If that's your dad and you hear that, what does it do to you psychologically? Do you just hear ching, 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 or what do you get a note? What do you feel like?
Those Seinfeld reruns, all those residuals.
Yeah.
He's like making like $100 million a year.
Good for him.
From crap that he did. And listen, I say that with affection because the shows most of them are great and still hold up and are funny as hell. But the stuff he did back in the 1998, and it's just mailbox money, man. Just money out the wazoo. You know what else I found interesting? That Jessica Seinfeld is saying that with all that money, I mean, hundreds, I think Jerry might be close to a billionaire, but money out the wazoo, and they gave their son an old smartphone? They didn't even get him a new one?
Insane.
No. Actually, I think that sounds a little grounded, to be quite honest. I think
he has 100 Porsches. He's real grounded.
The whole thing's a joke. It's the most inconsequential gift ever. Hey, if you want to see a terrible movie, go to Netflix and see Frosted.
You know what? I started to watch that.
It's terrible.
Yeah, the word and listen, we've known this for like a month now or more, but the word there were headlines like, with Frosted, the Jerry Seinfeld Pop-Tart movie on Netflix. I saw headlines like, what the hell was Jerry Seinfeld thinking? Stuff like that.
Howard, he did something so great, and then now it's just like...
he doesn't need the money.
I went into the movie waiting to laugh hysterically, and it didn't
Watch
happen.
Larry David's movie, Clear History. Now, that's a funny movie.
Now, Michelle loves Seinfeld.
Yes.
And we'll watch the Seinfeld reruns ad nauseum on Comedy Central, even with all the commercials, when she can just go to one of our streaming services. It has all the Seinfelds. You can just watch them without commercials. But I said to Michelle, do you want to watch this Seinfeld Pop-Tart movie on Netflix? It's supposed to be pretty bad, but maybe we'll just check it out. And she's like, nope. So she didn't want to watch it. I started it up, and I watched like the first maybe 12, 13 minutes. And I got distracted by something. I never went back.
Unfrosted is what it's called. Unfrosted.
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 Yeah.
Unfrosted is unfunny.
Unwatchable, right?
Yeah, it's really. It's a hard. You can watch it, but it's a hard watch because you're expecting to laugh nonstop. And I'll tell you right now, I kept track. One thing made me laugh out loud. Like 3 things made me go, and then nothing.
Like a pity laugh.
There's a chuckle. Like a.
It is 8:42 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. 104.7 FM is Q105. You're listening to the MJ Morning Show. I don't know what's going on with women not knowing they're pregnant, dropping kid at restaurants lately.
It's happened again?
It happened again.
At a buffet?
Nope. The one we had, was it earlier this week? Yeah. I think it was Monday's show, Monday or Tuesday. We had a story about this woman, I think she was in her 20s, and she was 37 weeks pregnant, was with her family at the Golden Corral buffet, and gives birth, goes into labor, and has a kid at the Golden Corral, and had no idea that she was pregnant, and she was 37 plus weeks pregnant. Again, and she wasn't like a great big fat. I mean, she was a skinny. How do you not know, especially if you're skinny? How do you not know?
How do you not feel? I mean, sometimes the baby can be in a place where you don't feel the kicks as much.
And the kid was like 6 pounds, 2 ounces or something. I mean,
It's happened a lot.
Yeah.
All right, well, guess what? There's another one now. So from Golden Corral, unaware she was pregnant, a woman in Virginia gave birth at Taco Bell.
Dude.
I don't get it.
Dude, Taco Bell will clean you out. I mean, that's no joke.
Oh my God. I mean, it's unbelievable. So another case of a woman having no idea that she was pregnant. And this time she drops kid at a Taco Bell. Here are the details. Hey, Andrew, give me the Taco Bell bell, would you please? Doctors told the family that Brioni Jackson may have experienced what is known as a cryptic pregnancy, a rare condition where expectant mothers do not feel any symptoms until very late or when the baby's saying, let me out.
Got to be some great prenatal care involved in that pregnancy.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine that? Happened in Virginia. This was at one of those, the Taco Bell KFC dual stores?
Yeah.
Yeah. But she was there for Taco Bell. So Taco Bell gets the credit. Unbelievable. Yeah. She not only took out a taco, she took out a new baby.
Oh. Now, did she take the next step and name the kid Chalupa?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So apparently she had a couple of different names. Because,
there's a couple of them.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. You've already taken half the punchline away. Thank
job,
you,
Fest.
You
Good
could have
job.
said, no, not Chalupa. She named her Nacho Bel Grande.
Good job, Fest.
All right, so the family,
All right, let's go.
The woman who had the baby at the Golden Corral, they actually made Corral one of the middle names of the kid that was born at the Golden Corral.
At least they didn't name her.
She was apparently considering a whole bunch of different names. Crunch Wrap.
Right. Hysterical.
Yes.
Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Yeah.
It was a big baby.
Crunch Wrap Jackson. because the mom's name is Jackson.
Like a football player.
Yeah. So it does.
Yeah,
Old
tackle
football.
you.
Crunch. Jackson has the mom.
Another name that was being considered was Cheesy Gordita.
Perfect.
Cheesy Gordita Jackson. And, of course, Chalupa is the easy one.
Chalupa was your finishing joke?
Yeah.
Oh, Fester, you blew it.
Crunchwrap Jackson was much funnier.
Chalupa or the new Taco Bell Super Squirt. I don't know. I don't think this is super.
Oh, there is.
Little baby nickname's going to be a little packet. Give me a little packet.
Anyway, so now, I mean, what's next? What is that? We got to... And when the kid popped out, you know what happened?
What?
Yeah, it's just the kid just came right out. You know, typically it would be more like a, but in this case, the kid went out and that's what happened.
What's the matter with their insides?
Yeah.
Is there a bell in there?
Yo quiero placenta.
Jeez, you got all kinds of pregnancy jokes today.
What's that? We ought to maybe take bets. What's the next fast food restaurant or the next restaurant where some mother doesn't know she's pregnant and drops a kid? Maybe if it's out west, it could be In and Out.
Oh, there you go.
You know, In and Out, right? Or
I'm going through
Arby's, we have
the fetus.
We have the baby.
Arby's,
we have the meat.
There we go. Anyway, just a rash of these things.
I mean, as the woman in the room, you can, menstruate while you're pregnant.
Well,
you can.
How did you pronounce that?
Menstruate.
Isn't it menstruate?
I don't say it like that. I don't say it, actually. I don't say it. I was just trying to be proper. But you can have your period while you're pregnant.
Look, go to M-W. Go to. I think it's menstruate, not
I've never heard of
menstruate.
I don't ever say it, so I
know.
don't know.
Ever heard of
you tell
menstruation?
me.
Menstruation.
I say menstruate.
And I think that's wrong. Listen, correct me if I'm wrong, but Fessa, menstruate. And here we go. So here is the talking dictionary.
Menstruation.
Yeah, it's menstruate. It's not menstruate.
Why don't you say it a few more times?
I'm not comfortable with this right next to Taco Bell talk. I'm sorry. I mean, placement matters.
You never know.
Is this segment over yet?
You never know what you're going to get on the. As a matter of fact, it is.
Oh, thank God.
This.
Never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, this is the end of the super absorbent of the MJ Morning Show. We bring an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ to a close, but we still have an hour to go. We have a lot to get to. In fact, I've got a bartender tip. This is a particular bartender, and there's a couple of drinks, and there's a certain brand of a particular alcohol that if somebody comes in and asks for this, it's like, check the ID. Double check the ID. Make sure it's not a fake ID. So what is a red flag to bartenders? We'll get into that here in just a bit on the MJ Morning Show. And then, this is ridiculous. I have the list of all the dangerous beaches that you have to skip if you come to Florida. So there is a list of beaches that you should skip if you come to our state. I'll get to that next. And then we got to talk about Disney. Why? Everyone has left. Every freaking person has left the room. I'm the only. Roxanne's left. Fester's left. Froggy's left. All right, Disney, there's quite a lot of chatter about Disney right now. And, if you don't know what the chatter's about, I'm going to fill you in next. Here on I'm going to grab calls on this as well because I want to put some data details and some facts together and get some anecdotal information from you, the listener, regarding Disney. All right, 8:50 at the MJ Morning Show. We will do another hour of the program as usual in minutes. Yes, Fester.
Nothing. I heard you belly aching that everybody's back and the menstruation talk is over, so I came back in. I'm here.
Get out of here. All right. It is the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey. thing. Fester and I are having a conversation about, I'm watching more streaming on TV than I really ever have. Of late, my latest thing is, I think I said Tubi a couple of weeks ago, but it's Pluto. On Pluto TV, one of these free streaming services, I've got a Sony TV and just bring up the Android apps, add Pluto TV, and then I even created an account, but it's all free.
Right.
And my latest thing is they have like 30 seasons of Cops on Pluto TV, and it's free, but it's just interrupted with ads. But I put it on as background noise. So while I'm doing prep, because I'm prepping 8 hours a day, I prep this show for twice as long as we're on the air.
That's the rule of thumb.
That's a lot of wasted energy.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
I mean, that's a lot of... I don't get that.
Froggy, shut your hole.
Come work with me one day.
All right, now, as background noise for the last month or so, I'm just putting on the Cops episodes, and it's really cool, especially when it's like Cops in Hillsborough County, Cops in Pasco County,
Have you ever seen an officer that you recognized or known?
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
On
Yeah,
All right, that's awesome.
I've seen a couple, and some of the episodes. Oh my God! Speaking of Cops, Froggy, you reek of marijuana.
That's an absolute lie.
Oh my God!
That's not me,
dude. I'm smelling you.
I had Fester.
It's not me.
Yeah, right.
Oh my!
It's not me.
Oh my, dude.
That's accusatory. I'll go to HR right now.
Go to HR right now and have them sniff you. Say, HR, sniff me. Hey, Tom. Come on.
Okay, our production manager's walking. Our corporate production manager.
Come on in. Hey, come on in here.
He doesn't want a piece of this fight.
What do you mean? He does commercial.
He doesn't want a piece of this fight.
Was he walking away?
We need
What the hell is that smell?
I've never heard him addressed as Tom. I didn't know who you were talking about. That's Tommy.
Are you smoking a more potent? I mean, it is really strong, dude.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do that.
It's
And,
like
it's summertime. Kids are listening.
It's like you got a new strain or something.
No,
Maybe
it's not.
someone was
I
out in the
smoked
parking
a
lot.
cigar. I'm smoking cigars only.
You're not.
Yeah, with cigars.
Maybe hollowed out cigars. It's called a blunt.
Oh my God!
Anyway,
I'm so tired of you.
Where was I?
You got blunts?
So we were talking about streaming services, and I'm running Cops a lot at my house because there are so many damn seasons, and there's like 32 episodes a season,
right?
And this is a lot of them. And Fester just said, I just saw a commercial for Rooms to Go with Shaq, but I haven't seen it on regular TV.
I saw it yesterday during the Today Show.
Oh, so you did see it?
Then maybe it's so new.
I kept on going like this to you to look, but you were asleep.
All right, so maybe they are buying both with Rooms to Go.
Yeah.
But Fester's right. Fester said to me, when you watch streaming, you see a lot of commercials that you don't see on regular TV. And I said, yeah. And I noticed that when I stream these old Cops episodes. But Fester, you just saw Shaq. And now he's the latest celebrity for Rooms to Go?
I have never gone to Rooms to Go for one of their celebrity lines. The Sofia Vergara's, I'm sure it's fine stuff,
Right.
but that's not.
Yeah, and who's the...
Cindy Crawford had her
who's
line.
the dancer from... what's her face?
Yeah, the dancer.
Julianne Hough.
Yeah, her.
Yeah. Any furniture that Julianne Hough has, I can't fit
So
in.
the new Shaq line, what is it like? The bedroom dresser? What does it come up to your eyeballs?
I don't know, but I saw a commercial.
The chairs are giant, aren't they?
Shaq in a recliner, and I said to Allison, "That's what I need. That's the recliner I want."
I think it's only in the commercial I saw. They were only showing chairs. I think maybe he's only doing recliners.
I think it's like the Shaq line of recliners. I don't know what it is.
We just brought it up.
It's
It's
a
the Shaq chair leather rocker recliner in stock and on sale right now.
How do I not get the Shaq recliner?
Well, guess what? You can get it right now. The manual non-power model for $1388, and if you want the dual power, it's $1788. Oh, it's Lazy Boy.
Yeah, Lazy Boy builds them, and Shaq signs off on them. I guess
he has a deal with them.
But yeah, so
it's his line.
Shaq's the endorser. It's the Shaq chair, and apparently.
It looks so comfortable.
But apparently, Shaq puts his butt on every one before it leaves the factory.
That's right.
That'd be a
Shaq,
requirement.
do you do that?
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
So
warm it up.
I sit in every one of them.
Shaq sits in every single
Wait,
recliner.
you sit in every one of them, you said?
What did I say?
I don't know. I hope.
I don't know either. No, but I would get the non-power one because I just don't like electric recliners because you're at the mercy of how long
Is
it
this
takes.
Shaq? Do these people come to Shaq, or does Shaq have like a team? I don't understand how Shaq has like 75 endorsements.
Right?
Yeah, he does.
Shaq wants to do recliner commercials, so we're taking the highest bidder right now.
For real.
Yeah,
I mean, that must be how it is.
Which furniture company wants Shaq to have their recliner with a Shaq labeling?
I want a new pool.
It can't be like, it's got to be the other way around. I mean, Lazy Boy is.
Does every company reach out to Shaq?
But Lazy Boy is the biggest name in recliners.
Shaq is looking for printer cartridges.
He probably does them already.
He does.
Oh, okay.
He does the Epsom printers, Shaq.
Shaq's looking for an icy hot patch.
Oh, that's right, icy hot patch.
I mean,
Shaq wants to talk to the general.
Oh, that's Shaq. Shaq wants a little cartoon general running around. What's the little slogan?
For a great low rate, you
can
get online, go to the general and save some time.
All right.
These Shaq recliners certainly have my attention.
All right. Well, I'm sure Rooms to Go would be happy to sell you one. All right. Now, I got a Disney question.
I don't pay retail.
Retails for suckers? Is that what you're going to say?
Sure, Jillian Huff rubs her feet on all of her.
I'd buy that.
All right, 9:09 at the MJ Morning Show. And we got to talk about Disney for a minute. And I want to find out if this is hype, if this is real. And, well, maybe Andrew, our producer, who's a Disney ding-dong. I mean, Andrew, and listen,
What? Can you say he's a fan? A Disney ding-dong almost sounds disparaging.
I like Disney. So I like Disney. I'm not quite the super fan that and I haven't been to Disney in a while because the kids are growing up.
Ding dong.
Right. Now, Andrew is a super adult Disney fan. I'm sorry to call him a ding dong, but that was an affectionate term.
Yeah.
All right, now, the latest that I saw regarding Disney is, and this is from The Hill. The Hill is that Capitol Hill newspaper, and it's a good source, The Hill. Parents treating children to Disney World acquire nearly $2,000 in debt, according to a new study.
I believe it.
Is this real?
Yeah, I mean, when you add in the hotel stays, the parks, family of four, yeah, that sounds about right.
Lending Tree, which we've all heard of, surveyed over 2,000 U.S. consumers and found that 45% of parents taking their children under 18 to Disney World have taken on debt. And on average, parents of young children took on $1,983 in Disney-related debt. You know, many said that they had no regrets about the choice and that the trip was a fantastic treat for the kids. But that is a ginormous number.
How long is the trip? Is it like a 3-day trip or a 4-day trip? Where do they stay?
It doesn't say. I don't have the length of the trip. It's just 45% of parents taking their kids under 18 to Disney-related parks that they've racked up debt. And that number, that debt, is up 33% from 2022 as far as the amount of debt. 48% said it came from transportation expenses. 47% of the debt came from accommodation costs. So I guess, are they considering a transportation costs like if you're flying from Charlotte, North Carolina to Orlando?
Sure.
So you're going to, I don't know if Disney's responsible. Are they saying that, to get to Disney, you have to spend, what I want to do though, I want to go to phones on this. And parents that are listening, we don't have quite the transportation costs because you get on Die-4 and you just, you roll, 70 miles, to the east and, boom, you're there. You don't have to get on an airplane. But I'd love to talk to folks about the debt. If a lot of it's transportation and accommodations. Now, I'm sure local Tampa Bay people do stay at Disney, so that, that could, jam up the prices. Whenever we went to Disney, I think we might have stayed over there once, but most of the time when Chloe and Julian were growing up and they were little, we went to Disney quite a bit. And it kind of helped that I kind of knew one of the park managers and he would kind of run us through everything, which was fantastic. But we did our day trips. We would get up at, 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, we'd get in the car, try to beat some of the I-4 traffic. And keep in mind that I-4 has always had its traffic issues, but the difference in I-4 from when my kids were growing up, let's say 2007, 2008, the difference in I-4 on the way to Lake Buena Vista, Kissimmee area, the difference in traffic from 2007, 2008 to now, it's night and day. I mean, the whole area. I mean, everywhere you go, the traffic is insane. But I'd love to go to phones on this. 800-990-1047. I'd like to hear from locals. So without the transportation costs, because you're not flying to Orlando, I'd love to hear from folks, like, what kind of a number have you racked up? So we have to, adjust a little bit here, but the survey shows that parents rack up nearly $2,000 in debt on average going to Disney. That's a lot.
All right, so I pulled up there.
Let me give out the phone number.
All right.
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Listen, I'm a Disney fan. My kids had a great time at Disney. The Disney experience, I think, is a great, worthy experience, but things are really getting expensive. So for you, the MJ Morning Show listener, and I'm out of touch on this, I'll be the first to admit that I've not been to Disney with my kids in over 10 years. But if you've been recently, what kind of numbers are you racking up as far as park costs? And if you are staying at one of the Disney resorts, because people do that. People do, head over from the Tampa Bay area and spend a couple of nights at Disney. What kind of numbers are we looking at here? And if you want to just kind of add to the story that parents are racking up nearly $2,000 in debt to take the family to Disney. 800-990-1047.
My little money-saving hack? I can't get away with it as the kids get older, but I used to take them to, Fort Wilderness. We visit my sister because she always takes her RV there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just take the kids on the monorails and take them on the Sky Ride and tell them we were at Disney World, but we weren't really in the parks. We were at Disney World, but we didn't go to Magic Kingdom. We didn't go to Epcot. We're like, look, kids,
hold on. Wait a minute. That's your hack? That is child abuse.
It's terrible.
That is child cruelty.
Listen,
what are you talking about?
You don't think that
Froggy's shaking his head in
disgusted. Disgusted.
You don't think they had fun doing that? I'm like, look, kids, there's Spaceship Earth.
You took your kids on the free ferry from the parking lot? And hey, kids, this is Disney.
Right, they loved it.
Get back in line. Let's go back to Camp Wilderness.
Oh, my God. Right. Really? How many times did you take your kids doing that?
I've done that ruse 3 times. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, it's torture.
They're like, what happens? Don't we
get
to
go there?
Yeah.
I mean,
what's next? You're going to beat your kids with wire hangers?
Yeah.
No more wire hangers.
No wire hangers ever!
So weird. So weird.
That is wrong.
Around here.
All right, so Fessy, look at the phone. Phones are loaded up here. All right, let me grab some calls. If you want to weigh in, 800-990-1047. Listen, I'm just curious. I'm a Disney fan. I think that, within reason, the expense to take the kids and the family to Disney is worth it. But, again, it's a lot more expensive now than I think it was when I, used to go with my kids. All right, so 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Let me grab Albert in Tampa. Albert, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Good morning, MJ. How you doing, my friend? Long-time listener. How you been?
Hey, thank you. I'm great. Hopefully you're well, too. What's the story?
Yes. Well, I personally think that it's more than $2,000 because that's just what they accumulate in debt. Because I spent $2,000 with a family of 4, my wife and 2 kids, going with a 2-day pass because it's like $200 per just to get in the door.
Yeah, that number seems light.
I think it's a bargain. I think that's what I've spent. I didn't put it on credit, thank God, but.
So you think the 2000's actually light, Fester?
Yeah, because tickets are how much?
Tickets coming from out of town, I believe. I'm sorry, I'm not Fester.
No, I was talking back, Albert. He wasn't confusing us.
Yeah, no, I know the difference between you and Fester, Albert.
But no, Albert, tickets. You're right. If tickets are a 2-day pass, is what you said, $200, Albert?
Somewhere around. I mean, I don't know. Don't quote me or anything.
Okay,
I'm not
fine.
a Disney representative or anything like that. But
we figured that part.
Ballpark.
We figured that you're not a Disney rep. So 200 times 4, MJ, that's $800 in tickets.
That's just in the door. That's not a turkey leg. That's not a cotton candy.
Right.
That's not the Disney ears. And all that stuff is triple. I mean,
Now, do you still get a Florida rate if you got a Florida driver's license at the box office?
and I do believe that my wife bought the tickets, but I believe that's including the Florida rate, if I'm not mistaken, sir. I'm not sure. I mean, I know we like to try to economize when we can, so.
All right, no, listen, Albert, I appreciate. So, Albert, I got cackling Al here, and Al thinks that the $2,000 is actually cheap as compared to what you spent. Albert, thanks for the call, man.
Care, have a good one.
You too. Have a great weekend.
All right, so as of March, Florida residents can purchase a 4-day ticket for $235 or a 3-day ticket for $219.
All right.
So,
so is that cheaper than the rack rate?
Yeah.
All right. So Andrew is saying, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's
All right.
much
Let me grab Ricky in Tampa. Ricky, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ. Hey, I think the best way to do it, we live in Tampa. We buy the Pixie Dust, which is the Monday through Friday pass. It's $3.99 per kid. So for the whole year, $1,600, you get free parking. Can't beat it. And we go probably 10 times a year.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's the way to do it if you're going to go regularly.
Ricky, thank you, but thanks for the insight on that.
It's a lot of Disney.
Appreciate it. All right, moving along. Oh, Fester, you were looking at some of the hotel rates.
Yeah, so, the Animal Kingdom, Andrew? The Animal Kingdom Lodge?
Kingdom Lodge, yeah.
It's about $500 a night. The Grand Floridian was like $750, $800 a night.
That's their premier location.
That's a lot of money. But the Grand Floridian is
the creme de la creme of it all.
That's like the most expensive there, right?
Pop Century, probably their more reasonable, $163
Oh, there
a
you
night.
go. So now if you can get a room there for $163, I mean, that's like, that's
Holiday
like
Inn Express can't be too much different.
Yeah, that's like Holiday Inn Express off of I-95 in Vero,
Yeah. So they have different options.
All right, moving along. If you're a bartender, you're probably keen and aware of this. A bartender says this is like a surefire way to get carded at a bar if you obviously don't look like you're easily old enough. So if you're kind of borderline, kind of on the younger side, and you're in a bar, this bartender is saying, and I guess this is kind of known in the biz, that when somebody comes up to the bar and just says, "Give me a shot of Tito's," the bartender says that more times than not, they're underage with a fake ID.
Why?
Really?
What is it about Tito's? Is Tito's is that like mid-shelf? I'm not a vodka. I mean, when I think of vodka, like top shelf, isn't it like Stoli and like Grey Goose is, kind of the Kettle One, sort of the upper shelf? But isn't Tito's kind of mid to lower? I don't
know.
I'm not a vodka drinker at all.
Me neither. I would have thought it would have been Red Snapper Kamikaze, but that would give it away.
Long Island iced tea?
Uh-huh.
Black Russian, fuzzy navel.
And the sex on the beach. Learn to eat a buddy very slow gin fizz. Learn to make them all on the rocks with a tiz. It's a school to attend, and I highly recommend you go 1-800 bartend. Back to you.
That's probably where the
Back to the MJ Morning Show.
That's probably where the bartender went.
Oh, that's what I was hoping for.
No, but
nice setup, Rocks.
I guess bartenders, I guess this is just known that
give me a shot of Tito's.
If somebody walks up to the bar and says, "Give me a shot of Tito's" or a couple of shot of Tito's, that you absolutely check their IDs and also scrutinize those IDs to see if they're, real or fake.
All right, so I have a drinking question, and I am an eater, not a drinker.
Yes, we know that.
This is going to sound like I'm an idiot.
I'm here to help you.
Although there can be a lot of calories in alcohol,
Right.
a lot of dead calories there.
I'm going to kill myself with a fork, not a glass.
All right.
Yeah.
However, do you shot vodka? I mean, other than Russian,
Yeah.
other than
we
Russian
do.
military movies, where else do they shoot vodka?
Lemon drop.
That's like it's kind of
vodka.
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 Yeah. Niet. Yeah. Vodka. But that's the only place I see them lining up and drinking straight vodka. So when you say, "Give me a shot of Tito's," that's a Russian military movie drink.
Do you think like Putin's guys in Ukraine, after they have a fierce battle, they're just doing shots of vodka?
I'm here to fish pee-pee.
Yeah. So,
Give me a
shot of Tito's handmade vodka. That is a big red flag that the drinker might be underage with a fake ID. Also, if they ask for a dirty Shirley Temple, really sweet with lots of cherries.
What's like a dirty Shirley Temple?
It just sounds like you're a 6-year-old getting a Roy Rogers or something.
Has anyone really ever done that? I've never heard the words dirty and Shirley Temple
I'd like
put together.
Dirty Shirley Temple. Keep her out of the shower.
What is Shirley Temple's filthy?
What do you splash some olive juice on the Sprite? I mean, what is a dirty Shirley Temple?
Yeah.
Just the little things that bartenders notice. But I didn't know that Tito's was a red flag if someone orders a shot of Tito's vodka. All right, 9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. The final chunk of the MJ Morning Show happens next. And Cyndi Lauper tickets coming up in... What are you laughing at?
That noise.
It's my little sounder, my little Cindy sounder.
So you don't know. Hold on.
Yes.
That's not the sound?
That is the sound. But I'm not telling people to call in now.
Yesterday you said call in when you hear the sound.
Well, now I'm just using it as a promo. Coming up in a few minutes.
I'm just making it clear.
No, coming up in a few minutes, your chance to win Cyndi Lauper tickets. Cindy's Girls Just Want to Have Fun farewell tour is coming to the Amalie Arena in November. And we've got your free tickets to see Cyndi. And we'll give those away next, among many other things, right here on the MJ Morning Show. If you are in need of a new roof, It is 9:32 at the MJ Morning Show, and Cyndi Lauper tickets for her farewell tour going to happen in just a couple of minutes. I'll tell you exactly when to phone in. Andrew, our producer, who is a adult Disney maniac, are you looking on an app, or where are you getting this ride, line, queue, delay information?
If you're going to go to Disney, you almost have to download their app to get information.
Oh, so it's Disney's app?
Yes.
All right. And what is the app?
The app is Disney World. My Disney Experience.
All right. So hold on a minute. And you're now looking at the line queue wait times. And this is after we just spoke about Disney and story circulating that families that go to Disney rack up almost $2,000 in debt. And Andrew says, well, it's not hurting business, because you're going down the list of some of the popular attractions and the wait times right now.
Right.
Give me some examples.
Rise of the Resistance, the new Star Wars ride over there, is a 105-minute wait.
Wow, 105 minutes?
What?
Oh, it's 9:33 in the morning. There's already a 105-minute wait?
Yep, Avatar Flight of Passage has it.
There's a Q105-minute wait. All right, go ahead.
Okay, Avatar Flight of Passage, 95-minute wait.
Wow.
Slinky Dog Dash.
Well, what the hell?
80-minute wait for that little roller coaster.
Slinky Dog Dash?
Slinky from Toy Story.
Is that like a little kid roller coaster?
Yeah.
What about 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? What's the wait time on that?
Love that ride.
That's a long, long wait if you want to try to get on there.
You have to get on a time machine, right?
They ripped that thing out how long ago? And what do they do with that? Wasn't that like a giant pool? What is that
It's
now?
a lagoon now.
Is it just a lagoon?
I think so.
All right. Well,
That's where Walt Disney's body is floating in there.
his head is floating.
I think so.
What about the Haunted Mansion? What kind of wait time at the Haunted Mansion?
Haunted Mansion wasn't very long right now. Last time I saw it was 13 minutes.
Ooh, too scary for me.
What about Dumbo? What's the wait time on Dumbo?
There's so many rides to scroll through here.
And what about, do they still have Mr. Toad's Wild Ride?
No.
Oh, my
They
God.
took that out of there,
That's been
too?
gone for years.
Okay.
What's that new ride that you like are leaned forward? Was it the Galaxy?
That's the colon crasher.
No, no. You know
Tron.
Tron.
Right.
Have you guys? Yeah, that's a good one. Have you been on Tron?
Tron is not listed because there's no wait for it. You have to sign up for boarding.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have a whole pile of stuff we got to get to. Hey, it's summertime, so of course the obligatory scare the hell out of people about beaches stories are all over the place. New research shows that these are the Florida beaches you should skip because they're dangerous.
Please.
Dangerous or total dumps?
No, dangerous.
Okay.
Hang on. I got two different beach items. First of all, this is from something called islands.com, and the headline is like this scary headline. Research says you should skip these dangerous beaches when visiting Florida. And it's the whole coastline. It's don't come to Florida. If you look at this list, it's like don't go to any beach in Florida.
That's ridiculous.
And then you got New Smyrna Beach. Why? Because, it's the shark bite capital of the world.
Yeah, I've always heard that.
All right. So, New Smyrna Beach. Don't go there. You're going to die. All right, next. Panama City Beach. You're going to die.
Yeah,
From
get
what?
too drunk at a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you got like college break students that are all liquored up, and they fall off like a 10th story balcony.
Yeah, but that's only like 2 weekends in March.
Listen to this. Unfortunately, death is a common occurrence at Panama City Beach. It is considered the deadliest beach in the United States as of 2023 because out of all the beaches in the country, it had the most fatalities.
How, though?
In the summer of 2023, 7 people were killed at Panama City Beach over the course of just 9 days. 3 of them died on the same weekend?
What, did he get sucked out into a rip tide?
Yeah, one of the things is rip currents, actually. So, all right, so you're making a list here? It's New Smyrna Beach, Panama
They're
City.
making it sound like it's sharks.
Palm Beach. Palm Beach is going to kill you.
I've always felt that way about Palm Beach.
Stinging jellyfish, all these dangerous organisms. So Palm Beach is on the list.
For real it is?
Yes.
Kick a jellyfish.
I'm not making this
I
up.
thought you were just making a joke. Like Palm Beach doesn't
no,
seem like
No.
It's the water.
That's why I'm joking. It's
Yeah.
like every freaking beach in Florida is deadly. Stay away. You're going to die. According to this list. Miami Beach, stay away. Dangerous.
Are any of the beaches on the westward facing Gulf?
Dude, let me go down the list here.
I'm
Why are
asking.
you trying to jump ahead here?
God,
always
you're
trying to jump
ruining
ahead.
every segment.
All right. So, Festa ruins everything.
You're a ruiner.
Yeah. All right. So Miami Beach, and it's not necessarily the beach, it's the crime. They're saying it's crime ridden. You're going to get carjacked and you're going to get stabbed.
Jeez.
If you go to Miami Beach.
Have fun at the beach,
All
everybody.
right, the next is Cocoa Beach.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, so Cocoa Beach.
Is it true that the water there has a little cocoa flavor to
The
it?
second
No,
highest
cocaine
rate.
flavor.
What?
He said the water has a cocoa flavor there.
All right. The second highest rate of shark attacks is Cocoa Beach.
Oh, come
Then Siesta Beach.
Isn't that a hoity-toity area?
Siesta Beach.
What is the sand too white there? Blind your eyes with it.
Lethal lightning strikes at Siesta Beach.
Oh, come on.
That's what. I'm not making this crap
Don't
up.
go out when it's lightning.
What makes that lightning more lethal than one off of Clearwater?
I've been struck six
Wow,
times.
66. 66. Oh, man.
You ready for the next one? Honeymoon Island State Park.
Aw. That's
Get
a
your
fun
eyes,
one.
You'll get your eyes gouged out by seagulls.
You get attacked by a
How'd
wild
you know
dog.
that?
Is it really what it says?
No. All right.
Cut your feet on rocks.
But, I mean, you name it. I mean, Honeymoon Island State Park.
I grew up going there.
The new slogan, Dunedin is deadly.
Yeah, right.
What are you talking about?
I did find a gun right there in the water.
Listen to this. Here's the write-up. Honeymoon Island State Park sounds like a cozy romantic getaway to be whatever.
There's dog duty everywhere.
Visitors to the beaches around Honeymoon Island will have a whole new set of threats to worry about, which can actually kill them. To start, the waters around the beaches make it one of the most dangerous islands. The seas surrounding this Floridian state park have powerful currents that can easily pull inexperienced and careless swimmers from shore. The other big concern about swimming around Honeymoon Island is that the depth of the water can change without warning due to sand migration and erosion. It's become so hazardous that the Florida State Parks Association instructs visitors not to go in the water as of April 9th. What?
I played in that water all the time when I was a
Get
kid.
at it. What's going on? I mean, I'm telling you, like I said, every beach in Florida is going to kill you according to this list. What is this, put out by a rival state?
Right, exactly. Or just, fear mongering. Let me tell you what I used to do. I used to go to Boca Grande when I was a kid, and my sister and I would get on a raft. I was like 9 years old at the time. She was like 5. We'd get on a raft, and our goal was to go as far away from the beach as possible so that we couldn't see land anymor.
What?
And
That's intelligent.
Yeah, exactly.
And where were your parents?
My dad was drinking at the bar. And
well, there you go.
We, as an adult now, I realize how incredibly dangerous that was, not only because of drowning, but also because we would go when it was tarpon fishing season, and there are like bull sharks everywhere in those waters.
Yeah, bull sharks are, tiger sharks, bull sharks. They're
just poke them in the eye.
Anyway,
bull sharks have so much testosterone. That's what makes them so mean.
Yeah, they need more sex.
What about the female bull sharks?
They have it too.
Okay. Satellite Beach is on the list. Daytona Beach is on the list. It's every freaking beach. What beach is not on the list?
Yeah, this is dumb.
Son of a beach. Ormond Beach. Anyway, the list goes, this is a dumb thing. Research says you should skip these dangerous beaches when visiting Florida. Get out of here.
Shut up, stupid.
And then the other beach story are the poopy beaches.
Oh, well, that's a Honeymoon Island.
Yeah, America's dirtiest beaches revealed. And we actually have a few here in Florida. The 10 most bacteria-contaminated beaches in America.
Ew.
Counting them down from number 10 to number 1.
Gross.
If you want some fecal fun, go to these beaches. Hi, everybody. I'm Casey Kasem, and we're counting them down to number 2.
Turn on Fester's mic.
Not number 1, number 2.
Turn on Fester's mic.
It just shut off again.
Yeah, Fester's mic is going on. I don't know.
Yeah, it was sticky off.
Maybe there's a ghost in here.
That could be.
Maybe the ghost is like a huge fan of Roxanne and keeps shutting off my mic.
Right,
Well, I don't need your mic shut off to be me.
There are two Florida beaches which are among the most 10 contaminated fecal fun wonderlands in America. We've got first of all, number 10 is Playa Crash Boat in Puerto Rico.
That's a real name?
Yeah.
What? The beach of crashing your boat?
Apparently so. Who's that baseball player down in Miami? Remember that story? You got San Luis Creek Mouth in San Luis Obispo. You got Ballard Par, which is Melbourne, Florida. Ballard Par apparently is filthy, and you're better off swimming in a State Fair Midway porta potty. That would be cleaner, apparently. You got the Flying Point Mecox Bay, Southampton. So out in the Hamptons, all the hoity-toity folks out in the Hamptons are getting fecal covered out.
Mecox is dirty?
Yeah. Linda Mar Beach in California, South Sound T-Floss Floating Dock. What?
T-Floss?
Butt Floss Floating Dock. Tacoma, Washington. You've got the Parkview Kayak Launch in Miami. Apparently, that's like swimming in your turlet. Then you've got Kaulu, Oahu, Hawaii. You got another, the Nawiliwili Stream in Kauai in Hawaii, and then Imperial Beach in San Diego, California is the most contaminated. And this is true. This is not a joke. I'm not making it up. The reason why Imperial Beach in San Diego is so fecally contaminated is because Mexico, just to the south, they're running millions of gallons of raw sewage into the Pacific, and the currents are bringing it up to San Diego. That's disgusting.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Yes, that's disgusting. All right, what else before we get out of here? I think we just got to give away these Cyndi Lauper tickets. Let's go. The final moments of the MJ Morning Show here on a Friday. It's been a really solid week. I give this week high marks, as a matter of fact.
Solid as a rock, man.
Yeah, like Ashford and Simpson,
That's
man.
right.
We build it up and build it up and build it up, and now we're solid. Solid as a rock.
As a what?
Solid as a rock. All right.
I think Spencer said something else.
Let's go with caller number 30. If you're the 30th caller right now, we'll give you Cyndi Lauper tickets. It's her big shebang. It's her big farewell tour. It's going to be in November at Amelie. Cyndi Lauper right now, caller 30, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. Is there anything else before we call it a day?
Happy Father's Day, Dads.
Oh, did you see the vocal fry video that I did?
Yes, I want to talk about that.
Right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, what did you want to say? I got a second or so.
Great point.
Yeah.
Great point. Great PSA.
Yeah, if you missed this, if you don't follow my Instagram, give me a follow. Follow my personal account and follow the show account. Follow me personally. I'm Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. And, of course, the IG account for the show is MJ Morning Show. Follow our Facebook fan page, the MJ Morning Show page. MJ Morning Show on Facebook. Give us a follow. But I was watching a commercial yesterday on one of the networks, and it was for Sensodyne, some kind of Sensodyne toothpaste. And they have like a dentist that's doing the commercial, and she's got this awful Kim Kardashian vocal fry. It's like, and where all the words end, that like the downbeat on the word, it's that
question.
It's that crispy vocal fry, that creak, that vocal creak.
I know what you mean.
It's like when you women do this, and it's tough, and luckily it's not most women, but it's called vocal fry when you get this. You know what? Play the whole thing. Start from the beginning, Fester. And this is what Roxanne wanted to talk about. Go ahead. Play. Go.
Jay, from the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM in Tampa Bay. And I would like to talk to you about something very, very serious. Here, take a look at this.
Your best defense against erosion and cavities is strong enamel. Nothing beats it. I recommend Pronamel Active Shield because it actively shields the enamel to defend against erosion and cavities. I think that this product is a game changer for my patients. It really works.
I would like to recommend Vocal Fry Away. Just take some Vocal Fry away, and it'll get rid of your vocal fry.
I kind of lose it.
Be careful.
But
your voice could stick like that. It's like addictive.
did you hear the vocal fry on the dentist pushing the Sensodyne Pronamel toothpaste? It's like, what is going on?
I heard it.
Oh God! And Roxanne, what did you want to comment on? And that's on that. And you can see my man cave in there, and
Man cave?
Yeah, I shot that in my man cave office. Yeah, it's on my Instagram right now, Certified MJ Radio, if you haven't seen it. So what did you want to say?
I think it can be contagious is what I meant to say. I said addictive, but it's contagious because if you hear someone talk like that, then sometimes people mirror each other when they talk.
I think that's a good point.
Yes, you're right.
So if you have one friend that's got the vocal fry.
Everybody kind of
the creaky sound. And yes, let's go out to dinner. We'll get some drinks. So you're saying if one friend has it, that it rubs off.
Yes.
And the other friends are all vocal frying it up good too, right?
It's contagious.
Yeah. All right. Well, Roxanne, I appreciate you for not having vocal fry on this show.
You're welcome.
Have a good weekend. All right, we're out of here, folks. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday morning. The MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be. Okay. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I got to get the winner here for the Cyndi Lauper tickets.
What an idiot.
Hang on. Let me shut. You guys, don't go anywhere. Hey, do we have caller 30 yet? Oh, who won? All right, Sophie. Where's Sophie from? All right, Sophie won from Lakeland, so congratulations. All right, now we got to go. Folks, have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.
The Q105 app